The fuck was that, Ken?
Joey Fats Radio, row 1, seat 1.
I've been loving every second. I'm not rooting for injuries openly, but
I just pretended that was Brian Deegan.
I'm so fucking pumped. I'll be like, yeah, bitch, fuck
I will do that.
I'm gonna find him on LinkedIn and be like, "Did you punch a kid in the face? Tell me the truth."
All right, Sean brought his A game tonight. All right, okay, I like it. I like where this is going. And I don't want to put this as like a thing. Like he wasn't a bad guy, as far as we know.
Who said he was a bad guy?
I don't know, but I feel like we're painting him in this light that he was like this bad guy, and I don't want to do that. To this day, I hope you hear this. Fuck you. But rules are rules, okay? Stupid rule, but it was a rule. If you were a Crip and you were cooling in the cut, what do the Bloods do? Are they booling in the butt? Yep. Also, we are extremely juvenile, and yeah, whatever. Fuck you. All right.
You fucking smacked me in the ass, you dumb fuck.
Oh yeah, you smack me in the ass, you dumb fuck. You hillbilly piece of shit.
How's that been going lately?
I am off chat ban in 5 days. My 6th month chat ban is over in 5 days. So I've spent 9 out of the last 12 months chat banned on iRacing.
That's pretty crazy.
That's plumb wild, isn't it?
Ain't that plumb wild?
That's plumb wild, isn't it? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. Joey Fats Radio, row 1, seat 1. It is a glorious day to be here, not only because it is a Tuesday and we are doing the show, but because it is, in fact, my birthday. Today, the physical day. 40 years ago today at 9:20 a.m., the legend you see sitting in front of you was hatched, as one of my good friends put it.
Hatched? Like a dinosaur? Like an
Yeah.
an egg?
I was like, and I was like, my mom and dad were like, push, little one, push. Like, or at least I assume that's how it went.
I like how your dad was John Hammond from Jurassic Park.
Exactly. So, it's a glorious fucking day to be alive. It's a glorious day to be here. It is divisional weekend in the NFL. The national championship is taking place. We are, Sean, 3 weeks from today, I will be in the great state of Florida.
Daytona.
I will have at least 18 holes of golf under my belt by this time in 3 weeks because it will be Daytona 500 week. Speed weeks will be upon us. Thank God the glorious NASCAR season is returning to us. But in the meantime, we got a lot of football to talk about. A lot of football. You got some, oh boy, do we got some football to talk about. So we got, not only do we have the divisional round, okay, we've got championship weekend coming up, which, pretty big deal. But we got some pretty big coaching moves going on. Some Sean's not too thrilled about. Some I'm pretty thrilled about. Others I'm thrilled about for all the wrong reasons. We'll get into that. We'll get into the weekend that was in the NFL. Obviously, we'll go through all the divisional round stuff. Baltimore doing what Baltimore seemingly always does.
Unbelievable.
And just falling flat in their fucking face. Kansas City doing what Kansas City always seems to do, which is just the refs are like, fuck it, you want this game? You got it. We'll talk about that. We'll get into the coaching hires. We'll get into what else?
Last night's national championship.
The national championship game, which was phenomenal. But yes, I am 5 days away from my chat ban being lifted on iRacing. And did you see the article I posted? I believe it was from was it Game Inquirer or one of the major national gaming magazines.
Yes, I did.
About the chat ban, about Activision and Black Ops 6 and Call of Duty. And I know this is a sports show, and we're going to get into the sports stuff, but we always kind of start the show off. Those that don't watch the show every single week, first of all, thank you for joining us. Joey Fats Radio, row 1, seat 1, live on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide, January 21st, 2025. The holiest day of the year, maybe? I mean, it is this is my first show in my 40s. Today is my first day as a 40-year-old. I've lived 40 straight years on this planet, and it's
a weird way of saying I haven't died for any reason.
I have not died yet. So, rule number 1 about life is don't get dead. and I've done that for 40 straight years. So I gotta, as far as like the consecutive starts, streak goes, I got a long way to go before I catch those like World War II motherfuckers that are still kicking. But
some of those videos I can't watch anymore. It's like it's so sad. I know they plant a lot of that stuff, and
it's rough.
the guys are followed by like 30 video cameras. That 89-year-old man is still reenacting like seeing his like friends and like that getting blown up and like die in the field with him, and they're like, look at this man. It's like, leave that fucking dude alone.
Seriously, just let him chill.
Like I hate that they force him to walk through like the field of like unknown soldiers or like the MIA and PIA soldiers, all the White Cross graves and stuff like that. And the guy comes across like different ones, and he kneels at every. And the guy obviously has a hard time walking, but he's kneeling at every one, like paying his respects all the way down. And I'm like, just leave that guy alone. You don't have to record every single thing.
Poor dude's doing walking lunges for like 400 yards. Like, bro, he's not Ronnie Coleman. Good golly. But yeah, it is tough to watch. But no, I'm not. If grace be to God, I have the ability to make it that far. So be it. Something tells me I probably won't make it that long to set like an all-time consecutive start streak years wise. But we're working on it. We're working on it. We're 40 in, 40 down. Hopefully, at least 40 plus to go. Hopefully.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm about at the halfway point.
I don't know. I feel like
Maybe
40 is
a
still
little
too young for halfway yet. Like 42, 43, 44.
I think 45 is like the halfway mark.
Yeah, that seems about right. Because everyone's like,
it's like 90 is like
80-ish. 90, you're like, oh, wow, you haven't gone yet?
Right. 90, you hit 90 and everybody's like, how much are you pissing off your family right now by being alive? That won't happen to me. I'll be like 87. If I outlive my wife, I will just like I will take a boat. I will go out to sea in the middle of a hurricane.
Yeah.
And just like tie cement shoes to my feet.
Let's be real. I know.
Be like,
I know your
later.
wife is listening downstairs, or my wife is possibly listening too. I can guarantee. I'm willing to bet everything. Neither of us are outliving our wives. Barring some crazy wild act.
I don't know. Both of my grandparents outlived my grandmothers. My great-grandfather and my grandfather both outlived my grandmother and my great-grandmother. Just saying. I don't know if my dad's going to outlive my mom. That would be pretty impressive, considering my dad's an absolute fucking savage. I mean, that guy is he is just, holy Christ. Like, but then again, I guess it really wouldn't surprise me, because he's a fucking savage. He'd just be like, yeah, whatever, dude. I'm just never gonna die. Like, you have those certain people in your life that you're just like, yeah, he's never gonna die. He's invincible.
Yep.
And you honestly believe it, and you're like, yeah, that's my dad. Like,
there are some people you have that feeling about, and you see somebody and they're like, wow, they're only 75. Oh, they got time.
But like, my dad's also one of those guys that's just be like, he'll get to a point and he'll be like, I've overstayed my welcome. And he'll just take his car and do like 140 off a cliff, like Bonnie,
Jesus
Bonnie,
Christ.
Thelma and Louise, like just like yeah.
I immediately went Bill Murray in Groundhog Day, where the groundhog's driving the car.
Yeah.
Don't drive angry; just drives right off the cliff and explodes until it hits the ground.
That'd be my dad. My dad's gonna be like one of those guys. He'd be like, I've been here too long. Fuck this shit.
Kidnaps an animal, just kills it.
Or he just like breaks into the zoo and tries to fight a gorilla.
No, I think that would be the way I want to go. If I could kidnap, I wouldn't want to kill the gorilla.
No, you don't kill the gorilla.
What if the gorilla drove? If the gorilla killed us, it's not on me. It's his choice.
But what if you just go into the gorilla cam and just start doing this?
No, listen.
And let it beat you up. It's suicide by gorilla.
Nah.
Can't blame Don't go to the Cincinnati Zoo. We all know what they'll fucking do.
That's true.
Psychopaths.
That's true. San Diego Zoo, you have potential zookeepers will be like, maybe if these cameras weren't on.
I mean, for the right price, I'll let you in the corral. You know what I'm saying, kid? You want to go box. You want to hop in the ring with Ali because you think you can box. You go nuts.
Man, I still think we missed a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity with that story. I'll never get over that story. And Mike Tyson, even current day Mike Tyson was like, I meant what I said. I would have fucked that gorilla up. Mike Tyson was dead serious about it.
I believe he believes that he would have fucked that gorilla up.
That's all I need to know. That he believes that he believes. That's all I need to know. What are you turning around?
Why? Because my computer lights are off and it's pissing me off.
Oh, on inside the computer. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, do you see someone behind you? Like, this is some like Sixth Sense shit.
No, it just aggravates me because. Hold on.
Oh
but yeah,
man. No, I don't know. I'm definitely not outliving my wife. My wife is legit half my size. There's no way.
but I think that's kind of like I don't know. I feel like that used to bode like against us, but now I feel like it doesn't. Now I feel like
No.
it works for us.
You know,
I mean, I'm not gonna. I have sleep apnea. I probably already got. I mean, my heart, my kidneys, my liver, everything's good. I'm good.
no, see,
you know?
I already got bad heart.
See,
I got bad heart, bad blood pressure. That's fucking bad sign already.
yeah, that might not be great. That might not be great for you.
Yeah, no, I am okay with that. That's why I do a lot of cardio now to try to like extend that part of my life. What was what the fucking thing still not coming on?
No, I will now.
Okay.
No, my GPU turned back on, so that's good. It just bothers me when things don't do what they're supposed to.
Good way to start the show. Will we die before our wives? Put it in the poll.
Yeah.
Yes or no?
My wife will be like, "You fucking better not." Like that'll be her fucking.
There's not really a choice.
her
You can't
answer.
vote on this. This isn't Survivor. You don't get together with other family and be like, they take a little cup and they put out your flame. It's not how it goes.
Right. It's nope. There you go. All right, come on. I know you want to work. Just being really slow. I don't know what it is doing. It's just being aggravating. Come on. There it goes.
I see it just starting up now.
Yeah. It's being very slow about it, though. But anyway, 774-992-8702. Will me and Sean die before our wives? That's the question for the tonight. Just kidding. But that's also one of them. But no, did you see? So you saw the article that I put out before we get into like all the fun sports
Yeah,
shit
I
and
don't
everything
remember who
else.
it was. I was trying to scroll through and find it really quick.
It was one of those like Game
Informer,
Game
maybe.
Informer or something like
Yes.
that. And they put out an article, and we chirp about this all the time. And again, we are for those of you that have never seen the show, it might be the first time you're listening. We are a very pro, say whatever the fuck you want to say. We're not going to be mad at you for saying it kind of show.
But we grew up in that era of like people make that joke of like Xbox 360, those lobbies of just massive shit talking.
Like, we're totally fine with you calling us a retard or a faggot.
Oh my God, yes.
We don't care.
By the way, I heard as of yesterday, he held up one of those like documents that says it's okay to say these words, put it in front of the camera, and then passed it on.
I'm glad they said. I think that was obviously a joke, but it's totally it's always been fine to say that. It's always going to be fine to say that. And if you don't think it's fine to say that, then you're probably a soft-ass little bitch who needs to fucking fuck off. So this is not your show. If you can't deal with words like retard, faggot, cunt,
But even
dipshit,
like we don't even say that all the
asshole,
time. It's
fuck
just like
you.
it's like in passing. But we're just saying like your ability to say it. We grew up in a time when like the Halos, the Call of Duties, the Maddens,
South Park, Family Guy in its heyday.
You play that stuff online, and like sometimes people will get advantage of you, and they'll talk shit to you, and it'll get to you, and you'll be like, "You fucking bastard!" Like
we're not going to cross the line and use the N-word.
no,
gratuitously.
I mean,
but we're not going to be like, but I feel like we'd be like that guy, that teacher
the teacher.
that got fired, where he's like, I didn't say like, there's like,
I use it.
I use it.
I use it.
I use A-H.
Can I borrow a pen?
Not E-R. Like, if you haven't seen the video.
If you don't know the video, if you know, you know.
Yeah,
My wife,
I'm not saying it because I don't want to, because God forbid one fucking person sees this and reports it, we'll get fucking taken down for 10 months.
I will artificially Photoshop your head onto that guy in the video. And I just be like this. I use it.
I use it.
Definite.
And listen, when I play video games, listen, man, there ain't much I won't say.
But it's fun.
But it's all in good fun.
And
that's the thing. There's no
sometimes-
hatred or vitriol behind it.
No.
And that's the thing that people don't understand. Is like, and again, and this goes back to a big problem that we've had. And I feel like, and this goes back to the beginning of COVID, 2020, the lectures, the people getting taken off social media, the people like trying to cancel Joe Rogan, all their shit, the free speech people who were all back then were all fucking, oh no, you can't say any of that shit. Now all of a sudden, Uncle fucking Donnie's back in office, and everybody's like, well, maybe we went a little bit too far. Gee, you fucking think?
But you know what hurts? It hurts because I think that same article, or maybe an article after that, linked to it, where it talks about the price of censorship. And didn't Activision, or whatever the most recent game, didn't they spend somewhere in the amounts of $400 million advertising and like developing that game? Some crazy amount, like 400-ish million. The game only made $130 million. They took a $270+ million loss. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Well, so when Activision did Black Ops 6, right? They came out and then it started with what was the Call of Duty before Black Ops 6?
I don't know. Warzone 2.
Call of Duty.
There's like 15 games in a row.
Or Black Ops 6. Let's see. It was the Black Ops 6 was 2024. What was like the 2023?
Destry is saying Advanced Warfare.
Advanced Warfare. Okay, sure.
I love how Destry was like, it's Advanced Warfare.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I lost track of what the Call of Duties call themselves.
Everyone did.
Because honestly, I don't give a flying fuck anymore. And they're like, is this a World War II one or is this a Modern War one? I don't know. And they're like, oh, well, this is the Cold War one. And I'm like, neat. And then this one was like the Gulf War one, apparently, which before the Black Ops 6. Or maybe the Black Ops 6 is the Gulf War one. I don't fucking remember. Doesn't matter. Black Ops 6 sucks. It fucking blows. It's a terrible game. As a standalone game, it is one of the worst Call of Duties I've ever played.
Makes sense.
The spawn points, the maps, everything, it is just
awful.
The laziest hunk of shit. Like, this is why Rockstar is fucking
years.
Awesome.
Yes.
Because they take a fucking decade to put out a game.
Longer.
And they make sure that the game works when it comes out, that it's good when it gets out. Call of Duty, they're just like, yeah, I don't know, take the same fucking shit, restamp it. Let's make it so you can take bong hits out of your gun, and people can dress up like Nicki Minaj, and we'll call it a new game.
Stupid.
It's fucking trash. It's garbage. So an article came out now that Black Ops 6 has been out since, November?
Yeah.
So we're going in a couple months. Apparently, Black Ops 6 participation rate is down 50% on Steam.
Is that a surprise to you, though?
No, not at all. I already uninstalled it.
I don't know.
I uninstalled it months ago.
Nobody I know cares about that. I don't hear anybody talking about Modern Warfare.
No, it's fucking horrendous. What?
Did you hear that?
No.
There was like an extra voice in my head, like in the headset just now. Like it picked up like somebody, like some other like radio channel or something like that. It was like a DJ talking.
That's plumb wild, isn't it? I mean, it might have picked up like a random RF thing, but
no, that was strange. It was like, and now joining you, I was like, what?
Well, that's probably the that's probably Activision listening in on our show, being like, fuck these guys talking shit about our shit. But no, Steam, it's down 50% on Steam, right? So
yes.
User participation down 50%. That's huge.
Horrific.
That is a massive number. I already uninstalled it. I haven't played it. And the biggest complaint that people have is that they keep getting fucking chat banned for everything. And as someone who's been chat banned, even though I've not been in game chat, I've been in private lobby chat with like just me, my brothers, and a couple friends, and I still get chat banned, even though I'm not talking to anybody outside of my immediate friend party. That is a problem.
People were getting chat banned. You're right. I'm glad you keep you're like bringing me back to the article as you're talking about it. People were getting chat banned while their microphone was on mute.
Yeah.
It was listening to them when they're talking to nobody but themselves, saying like, "You can't talk to yourself like that," or it was picking up like their friends in the background or family in the background, and it's thinking it's hearing them say whatever, like they're cursing, whatever like that. And it's like banned.
Yep, because they were using AI to enforce the chat ban rules. So everybody's complaining, saying that the chat ban and all the chat rules are too extreme and too much. The game is down 50% from where the last release was at this point on Steam. And what is Activision's response? We're not changing shit. And I'm like, you know what? At this point, good. Don't change anything. Die. Honestly, I hope the Call of Duty franchise dies.
I do.
Crashes and burns, and because you know what happens then? It gives birth to something better.
Absolutely.
How did our esteemed governor put it? during the riots of 2020. This forest fires. This is how new forests grow. When the old ones burn down, new forests grow. Some shit like that. Some idiot fucking statement.
Takes a long fucking time.
From that fucking dumb cunt up on fucking Capitol Hill, which, I mean, we could get into that if we want to. It's not a political show, but we could if anybody wants to. 774-992-8702. You want a political info? You want to give us your political opinions? By all fucking means. Holla at your boy. But Activision just basically doubled down and was like, oh, this is the problem? Yeah, no, we're not fixing that. You got to deal with it.
Pathetic.
It's pathetic. And I hope Call of Duty just goes the way of the dinosaur, dude. Honestly. Like, I hope it goes out with brick phones and beepers. Like, I don't want to see that shit. Like, I don't want to see girls with fucking Nike Dunks and white socks on over their leggings in the gym. Like, that shit's gross. It didn't look good back then. It doesn't look good now. Stop doing it. Like, this whole movement that y'all are trying to fucking, bring back, it ain't working. So fuck off. Stop.
I agree with. Obviously I don't play as many games anymore for family reasons, more than anything else. I will say I do play WWE 2K24 because my son plays it and he really enjoys the shit out of it. So that is the one game I play and it's with him. Other than that, I really don't miss any of that. Because I think I played in the best era, the heyday
You and I
era.
had the best. You and I grew up in the best era of video games of all time, and not even close.
The only thing I feel like I'm going to miss, and I might not miss because I might just get like, I gotta do it, is GTA 6. I feel like I might have to do something where I get it and play it somehow. Like,
yeah, of course you're gonna play GTA 6.
I feel like that's the only thing where I'm like, I can't miss GTA 6.
Because you know who's gonna love GTA 6? Cole
Might actually be 21 by the time GTA 6 comes out.
No, it comes out next fall.
I know, but they'll delay
We got
it
10
again.
months.
That's the joke.
Cole will be what? 6? 7?
He'll be 7.
7. So he'll be
Old
7.
enough to stop blowing through hookers and
Listen,
killing people.
at 7 years old, all right, so 1992, I had already seen Terminator 2. I'd already seen Bad Boys. I mean, I was pretty well versed on pretty real cool shit. And by 1990...
Yeah, but you weren't doing it in like real action. Like you were watching it on
But
screen.
by the time Sean, by the time we were 10, I was playing paintball. I had played Doom plenty of times. You know what I mean? We'd had violent video games by that point.
Yeah,
I'm not saying maybe 7's a little young.
No, you're right. Because I remember
he's
being a
not.
kid.
But it's not like he's so young where it's like, or it's not like he's not going to ever find out about it. You know what I mean?
Of course. You're 100% right. And I'm totally in parent mode right now.
I
being
think
like,
you're
he's too
better off,
young.
to me, and this is just my personal opinion, I think you're better off exposing your kid to that shit at a young age under your direct supervision so that you can put it in context and explain it to them as a parent than you are letting them find out on their own.
Yes and no.
And find out through kids at school and what other kids take. Because, a kid at school will tell them, like, oh, this is how the real world is or whatever and blah, 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 blah. And you're like, bro, like, in no way, shape, or form is The Rock a documentary. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But, like, kids will go to school and be like, my dad said this is like super real. And it's like, no, he said like this one thing in the movie was real. Like, oh, that's cool. They have those like underwater fucking, submarine things that could pull you around like Navy SEALs. Yeah, that's real. And then the kid's like, oh, the whole movie's real. And then he goes to school and tells all his friends the whole movie's real. Meanwhile, then you got him thinking that like Nicolas Cage is out there fighting fucking bad guys on islands, with nerve gas. And you're like, well, no, hold up. Like, that's not the whole story.
I know.
So you're better off, in my opinion, and this is just me as somebody with no kids, but if I had a kid, I would want my kid exposed to as much shit as I could possibly expose them to while they were still like kind of under my thumb, if you will. So that way I could put it in context for them and let them know like what's real, what's not real, and kind of like how to manage those expectations and manage reality. Because if you don't do that, then kids run around, they're going to get information from their friends. They're going to hear shit from other parents, other people, and that may or may not be true. So
I'm going back to I want to remember how old I was when I played because my parents never said no to video games for me. Like that's like the one thing they were just like, yeah, no.
My parents only said no to video games for me if it was like a nice sunny day, and they were like, no, you're going outside, fat ass. But that was because I was a pudgy kid.
I didn't really have like the greatest area to go outside in. It was kind of like
I did. See, I had a great neighborhood. I had great neighbors. Like my best friend lived across the street from me. He was a year older than me. So we were in the same age, but both my best friends growing up were a year older than me. And I had my brother. So like the four of us could at least go pal around, and you know, we had the woods on the other side of the street. We had a great neighborhood to ride bikes in. Like I'm not gonna lie, dude. I basically hit the fucking lottery growing up where I did.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think back to like original early things because I remember watching Terminator 2 in the theater. I remember watching.
I didn't watch it in the theater. I
watched
definitely
it in the
watched
theater
it
with my dad. My dad took me to like.
That's fucking rad, dude.
I'm not joking. My dad took me to. I never
In
realized.
1990?
No. That's Terminator 1. Terminator 1 was like 80 something. Terminator 2 was 92, wasn't it?
91 or 92?
I think it was 1992. And I remember I was 6. So my dad took me there. I remember seeing it in the theater because after we left, we went to Ames. Remember fucking Ames, the North End?
Yeah, it was July 3rd, 1991.
Oh, 91. Okay, I was 5. I went after we went to Ames in the North End of New Bedford.
Yeah.
And he took me like to the toy department, and they had the Terminator 2 figures. And he's like, "You want to get a couple?" And I'm like, "Yes." And all the Arnold Schwarzenegger pieces came with guns, and I was just like, so I was 5 when I saw that shit. I saw it in the theater in real time, and then he went and bought me toys with guns on them. You know what I mean? So I guess I'm kind of being like overprotective. I'm like, I shouldn't play that. But also at the same time, I was 5 years old watching people get blown away by Terminator. And before even that, I remember watching the original Terminator with my dad before to go see that movie. The one where he's just like, and that actually freaked me out because there was a Terminator, the scene where he gets crushed at the end, and then the robot is just crawling after Sarah Connor.
Yeah.
That freaked me out, and I was like, holy shit. Like, things like that are real.
Yeah, dude, well, they weren't, but now they are.
Well, yeah, now they are.
They were just telling us a story that was coming. But no, I just think it's like, you know, as somebody without kids and somebody who doesn't have a real, I don't want to say like a horse in the race, but like I do have a horse in the race because I feel like the minds of the kids, like your kids, right? And I don't have any business molding them. That's you. That's your parent. You're their parent. You're the ones that are going to mold their minds.
No. Continue.
But as a society as a whole, I feel like it is important for us to convey to other parents like what's important, what's not. And again, not to say that like I have any like real like wisdom or I have a place to speak, if you will. You know what I mean? Trust me, I'm not overrating myself or overstating where I sit in the grand scheme of things. But information gets passed amongst people often, right? I don't have kids, so what do I do all day? I sit around consuming podcasts. I fucking look at sports shit. I look at politics. I look at stuff. I do a lot of shit that people like you, and this is no dig at you.
No.
Like people like you who have kids, who have children to raise, feed, work, and do all that shit,
don't have
time to do.
No.
So where do you get your information from, right? Like, and it's not necessarily like to say, you know, like, oh, I'm smarter than you, I'm better than you.
No, that's not it at all.
It's not it at all. It's just a passing of information. So when you talk about kids and having these kids that they need their minds to be molded into a certain way, in my opinion, and this goes back to the chat band thing, in my opinion, kids should be allowed to hear every fucking insult in the book. They should be allowed, your kids should know if I call you a fucking faggot, what that means. And how and in what context. And if you want to get real dicey about it, you know what I mean? Like if you want to say some wild shit, kids should know what that means. So that way when it gets said to them, they know like, oh, okay, he's saying it as an insult. It's not necessarily mean like if I call you a faggot, it's not because I hate gay people.
No. We're saying it because I did something.
At this point, if I had a problem with gay people, it'd be asinine. Like really?
Who hates gays at this point?
Seriously.
Like deep south, the Plum Wild kid. Maybe.
Not even those people. They're just like those people are like, hey man, like y'all do you, man. You want to make love to another man? That's on you. Just don't do none of that faggot shit around me. You know what I mean?
That's
like
exactly how the interview would go.
And that's exactly what they would say. But they'd be like, yeah, whatever, man. That's plum wild, isn't it? Like, You know what I mean? Like, Meemaw tried, but she failed. You know, like, stupid shit like that. Like, dude, nobody cares. Like, that's the thing. Like, nobody fucking cares. The only people that do that shit and make it into a bigger deal are the people that are trying to victimize themselves. Yeah. And that's been I think, the problem of this culture. And this is going to bring me to another point that I'm going to make before we get into the actual transition to football. But before we get off of that, I you know, the chat banning thing on from Activision, basically Activision doubling down and just being like, nah, we're not changing any of it.
They're going to change.
You're either going to change or you're going to die, because you're already dying.
They're going to change.
And at the end of the day, your shareholders are going to be like, hey, asshole, you know, we love the new cherry petal rosy way that you're going about doing business and trying to make our gaming community less toxic, whatever the fuck that means, because that sounds like the biggest fucking faggot shit I've ever heard in my life.
Less toxic. Kill people, take them from behind, shoot them in the head, leave them for dead.
And then take a bong hit out of your AR-15.
But we want to be less toxic.
While you're dressed as Nicki Minaj or Snoop Dogg.
Wearing a thong. Both characters, by the way.
But God forbid you call somebody a fucking retarded faggot. They're like, oh, that's too toxic.
Or God forbid you talk to yourself and you're like, man, that fucking sucks. And your mic's on mute and the game's like,
Dude,
God.
you know what the funny thing is? The 6-month chat ban I'm on for iRacing right now. And
wasn't it like discretionary? It was like not even like a real
I apologized to somebody.
Yeah.
On the game chat, and I said, I'm so sorry, dude. I'm a fucking dipshit.
Gone.
And someone in the lobby someone took exception to me saying that, or didn't like the way I raced them, because the way iRacing is fucking terrible for this. It's the fucking worst game in the history of art. Like, you're just better off like not even having a microphone in iRacing, honestly. Like, don't even have it. It's not that kind of game. If you need to communicate with another player in the game, don't. Just don't. Because there are so many little fucking fairies in there that are just waiting to report you because they are soft. Because this generation is soft. And that's what I'm getting at. The people who are running these companies now are the people that we used to fucking bully all the time. Or not bully, but like they couldn't hack it.
Yeah, and they would leave.
And they would cry and leave and bitch, and they'd be pissed off. And like they'd go home and be like, that guy said he was gonna fuck my mom, and it would like, and they would stew about it for 5 days. Whereas like you and I would be like, that guy said he was gonna fuck my mom. Be like, cool, man. Well, I'm gonna teabag your dad, you bitch. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then the next game would start. We wouldn't even remember that guy's like even happened.
The best. Obviously, we didn't play. Like, I played with Jake. Most of my shit and like other people that we had known before. But there would be times. I guarantee you, like 3 weeks later, would be like in the game, and we'd have like other people that we don't know are our teammates. We'd be like, "Remember when that dude said this?" And we just start bursting out laughter in the game. And the other people in the team would be like, "What are you talking about?" We tell them the whole story. They start laughing, and then those people use it against the people in the lobby that we're about to play against, and we double down the laughter because now we talked to somebody else. Oh my god!
It was fucking. It was a glorious time in gaming.
Oh my god!
And it was because society was not as soft as it is today. And did you see? So speaking of society being soft, and this is where we're going to get into the football aspect of things, because society, like everything, right? Football is a microcosm of society, right? Like there are microcosms all over the place. You can draw, examples from certain aspects of different things, whatever. And you can almost always apply them into the bigger picture. Mm-hmm. And you use them to build up a bigger picture, right? So that video I posted the other day of the 03 AFC Championship game when Eugene Wilson belted the fuck out of Reggie Wayne.
Man, what a name.
On that corner route, right? You remember the video I posted?
I know the play.
You know the play.
He lays out Reggie Wayne. Reggie Wayne pops right back up. And goes
bounces right back up.
He probably had a concussion. He's like, I don't have time for a concussion. I gotta go.
I don't even think he had a concussion.
Just saying, like how he got blasted.
I don't even think he got concussed. I think he just took a hit in a football game, bounced right back up. And my 2 points in that, the things that I loved about that was, one, that is the way football was intended to be played.
Yep.
Okay, you went up for a ball, you left yourself vulnerable to a defender, Peyton Manning threw what we would consider a hospital ball at that point. Threw it. Eugene Wilson took advantage of it. And what did he do? Belted the fuck out of the guy who was going up to catch it, even though he didn't catch it, and his hit really didn't impact the catch or not. But what it did impact was the psyche of Reggie Wayne. Mm-hmm. So the next time Reggie Wayne runs that route, what's he going to be doing? He's going to be looking for, where's Eugene Wilson? Not where's the ball? Not is it in my hands? Not have I secured this first down? Not do I need 6 inches, 18 inches, a yard, 3 yards, 10 yards, whatever. Where's the hit coming from? Because that's the way football's fucking intended to be played. Now he's thinking about that. But the other thing that I loved about that was when you watch Reggie Wayne, he gets up like, nothing happened, bro. Like,
not hurt.
Cute hit, bitch. Like, oh, that was cute.
Also a mind game.
Nice. Hey, that was it. You got a free shot. That was the best you could do. You're a little bitch.
Exactly.
So he's almost calling out. The defender makes a great hit. The crowd goes nuts. The defense is going nuts, and the offensive players getting up talking shit like, you ain't shit, bitch. You ain't shit. No flags. No CT. No concussion protocol. Mm-hmm. No fucking independent neuroscientist. Lame fucking guy calling in being like whatever. And that right there, that video, that example, I'm like, this is when we used to be men.
It was a phenomenal time to love sports because it was allowed to still have high-powered offenses and to still have violent defense.
Yes.
So any game could be a complete shutout or a complete blowout.
And not even that, but like you could have both within. You could have great defense.
Yep. And
great offense being played at the same time. Yes. You don't get that anymore.
No.
People always talk about the Rams and the Chiefs, the 54-51 Monday night game, whatever, and how it was the greatest football game ever played. I'm like,
sucked.
That game sucked, dude. There was no defense in that game. They're like, well, the defense scored touchdowns. I'm like,
who cares?
Yeah, awesome fucking bullshit, like kick save and a butte fumble, like, oh,
matter.
Look what I found.
Exactly.
It wasn't great defense. I'm sorry, but in no game where teams score over 50 is there great defense. That just doesn't exist.
Absolutely.
You want to watch great defense, you go back, you watch the 08 Steelers, the 2000 Ravens, the 2015 Broncos, the 02 Bucks, the 03-04 Patriots, the 2009, 2010 Jets.
Even some of those 90s teams, like Ken Norton on the 49ers rings the bell.
I mean, you want to talk about, the Ken Norton, the 94 Niners were a great defense.
Yes.
The 93, the Cowboys
dynasty.
Cowboys
defenses were phenomenal.
The Pittsburgh Steelers in 95 were fucking unreal.
Yep, of course.
The 96 Patriots with Parcells.
96 Patriots
96
were good.
Packers. 97 Packers. Better. Like, those were great defenses. Those are some great defensive teams.
The 14 Seacocks.
2013 Seacocks would have been the better one.
No, he just said Seahawks. So
well, I think you say the 2013 team is the one that won the Super Bowl.
I know, the 14 team is the one that choked us.
Yeah, choked on a dick. Choked on that big dangly thing.
Dude, that team never recovered from that play. They
never
still
did.
talk about it today.
Russell Wilson that killed his career.
Yeah, it did.
That play killed his career. Honestly, he never made it back to a Super Bowl after that.
The only person that
did he even make it back to a championship game after that? I don't think he did.
No.
I think the furthest they made it was the divisional round.
Yes. And the only thing that makes me laugh about that is the only person that still looks good after all that is Marshawn Lynch, because you just talk shit about everybody.
Because he was.
He's like, you should have just given me the ball.
He literally was laughing walking out the field like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I'm me, and you let this fucking light-skinned, dopey, Mr. Unlimited dipshit fucking throw the ball on the goal line? Really?
And I love how Russell Wilson's first question to Pete Carroll was, what happened? And Pete Carroll looks at him like, you threw a pick.
What happened? What do you mean, what happened? You happened, you fucking boner. God, I'm so fucking glad Steelers fans got to live the Russell Wilson that I had to live with.
Dude, they love him.
They thought they were like, oh no, it wasn't, nope, the Broncos sucked, Sean Payton sucked, we're going to fix Russell Wilson. Really? Really? That's fucking adorable that you thought that.
Well, they thought so, and then
adorable.
Now they're in a crisis because they don't know what to do. They're like, should we keep Fields? What if we run it back with Russell? Maybe it was an aberration. Maybe he just needs more players. Maybe he just needs a. I'm like, anytime you're doing that with a quarterback, just cut bait. Just cut bait.
Cut bait and run. I mean, they gotta draft somebody. Like, there's no way they can't draft a quarterback. They gotta draft one or go. Or maybe you go and offer up a trade for Kirk Cousins, and try to get like almost like a second Russell Wilson deal where you're not paying anything for him.
No, do you know who wants Kirk Cousins?
Who?
The fucking Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns.
Well, that makes all the sense in the world.
Because they're like, how do we get 70% of our payroll to quarterbacks? Go get Russell. Go get Kirk Cousins.
Well, if the Browns are able to recoup some of the money that they're going to have to pay,
that's a tough sell.
But that is a very tough sell.
And did you see? I was
for
right.
those that don't know, there was a rumor going around that Deshaun Watson wasn't wearing the proper walking boot or protective gear for his Achilles.
Not a rumor. It's fact because he posted it on his own social media.
He posted it, but the way the rumor goes is that the Browns might have legal recourse.
Yes.
To take back some of the money because he didn't do what he was supposed to protect the Achilles injury.
They want to avoid the contract is what they want to do.
Yes, they're trying to bail out of the contract, which the NFLPA is never going to let them do.
Absolutely
and
not.
it's never going to go that way.
They should though. Deshaun Watson deserves it because all the dude had to do was have surgery and just be normal. And I know I've used my excuse.
We're asking Deshaun Watson to be normal.
I know. I had an Achilles complete surgery, right? My doctor, normal run-of-the-mill guy, I don't have this extraneous job. He said if I wanted to hook a tow cable through my Achilles tendon post-surgery, I'd be able to tow a truck. Everything else in my body would give out. My knee would blow out, my hip, everything else would give out but that tendon.
But this Achilles is bionic.
Exactly. That's exactly what he said. He goes, I hope that makes it clear to you, like how strong that tendon is. He goes, after like a month or so, I don't want you worried about this.
I need you to talk about this for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, go.
Because I got to piss.
So, you're talking about one of the best surgeons in the world is taking care of Deshaun
I'll be
Watson.
right back.
Yeah, take your time. So, Deshaun Watson has this Achilles surgery, has one of the best surgeons in the world take care of this surgery for him. Complete Achilles surgery, best surgeon in the world. They take the best care of you. They call you. They tell you, at 1 week you do this. At 2 weeks you do that. At 4 weeks you're doing this. In a month and a half's time frame, what you're going to do is you're going to be walking, running, sprinting, stretching, exercising. But in that short interim amount of time, don't take this lightly. We don't want you screwing around on this. Don't go jogging randomly. Don't try jumping. Don't start hopping around. Don't do anything you wouldn't normally do if this was actually hurt. Deshaun Watson gets the surgery. Deshaun Watson, a month into the surgery, is posting on his own social media and his quote-unquote girlfriend, who I don't believe that's his girlfriend because if you're dating someone like Deshaun Watson, what is wrong with you mentally? As the guy literally just went through 40 or 50 open cases of women saying, hey, this man potentially attempted to rape me or sexually harass me in some way, shape, or form. And this girl's like, no, he's good for it because he has money. They're on the side of a highway dancing behind their vehicle. He has no protection on his Achilles. He's just dancing on the highway. Looks like nothing's wrong. I found that weird when it came out. And now it comes out postseason that, hey, Deshaun Watson's had a lot of setbacks. He's not at any of the markets he's supposed to be at. He's not running the way he's supposed to be running. He has pain. He has ligament damage. He has, like, the doctors are looking at it saying, what is happening? Like, how is this happening? How do you have the best surgeon, the best medical team? You have a team of professional medical examiners at the Cleveland Browns organization looking at this, and you're not doing well at all. What is happening? It's because Deshaun Watson doesn't give a shit. He didn't care. He knows he got the money, and he just doesn't care about the fans. He doesn't care about the game. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about all those sexual assault allegations. He's just a piece of shit human being. Point blank. That's all I have to say about it. He's just a scumbag and a half who decides, I'm going to get paid $250 million plus and then just not take care of myself. Me, on the other hand, just a one-off example, not a sports athlete, not even close to doing anything remotely to that, had the similar surgery. I have never felt better in my life. I am 5 years this month post-Achilles surgery. I've never run faster. I've never lifted more. I've never had better leg strength. I have no pain. I have no swelling. My Achilles is phenomenal. The only thing I'll tell you is, hey, I have nerve damage on the back of that spot. My scar is about that big on the back of my foot. They had to do a lot of work in there. Sometimes that spot, I can't feel anything. It goes numb. That's the only one-off I'll tell you about. Everything else, better than it's ever been. Now, this athlete, I don't know. I can't take it. I hope the Cleveland Browns take him for everything he's worth. I know the Cleveland Browns are a joke organization, and we all laughed about this, especially me, Joey, Paul, Keith, everybody else that's ever been involved with the show laughed at that contract when the Cleveland Browns signed him for all that money. We were just like, are they the biggest idiots of all time? And yet, here we are, like, not even 2 years into it. It's just like he's missed an entire season. He's not ready to play. He's just a fucking loser in life. So I hope the Cleveland Browns actually have the Players Association help them out on this one and get some money back, because I almost feel bad for the city of Cleveland at this point.
I don't, only because they did this to
Cleveland.
themselves.
I know they did.
And you know that. And I know that. And the bottom line is, I can't feel bad for Cleveland.
I know you can't feel bad for Cleveland.
And I never will. I never will. They're one of those teams I will never, ever, ever, ever feel bad for. Because they did this to themselves.
I know, but I feel like the fans didn't sign this contract. The fans didn't say, let's give Deshaun Watson all this money and trade away our entire future.
Also, I brought I brought a little bit of the Royal Rumble for us.
Oh, okay. Birthday celebration.
It's my birthday,
Absolutely.
so we're having a shot.
Pour it in. So,
this is what we're doing tonight.
Wait, how come I'm still by myself on the screen? Whatever. It's the me show now.
You're good.
Everybody, let me just tell you something about Josh McDaniels. What a piece of shit. How am I know, and I wish my friend Eric was, thank you, sir. I wish my friend Eric was watching the show tonight, because he messaged me on Twitter, and he said, man, this is like the ex-girlfriend you can't get rid of and you keep going back to. What a great fucking analogy.
My
We're
favorite
single, you just call her out of the blue.
My favorite analogy was Nick Ponce when he said, man, I don't want Josh McDaniels and his missionary style of offense. Like, I was like, and here's the thing with Josh McDaniels. All right, so I guess we'll do the Patriots thing now.
Well, no, I had to just get that off my chest.
Yeah, because
I was on screen.
We're done with chat bans and video games and free speech and all that shit. Like,
we talked about Cleveland really quickly.
With Cleveland, whatever. Cheers. Hey, here's to 40. For me hitting
Happy
40,
40th, my
and
friend.
here's to the show, because cheers to queers, more girls for us.
Damn it, my phone.
Little Royal Rumble, It is delicious. God, I love this stuff.
It's like drinking gum.
It really is. Just the best. It's just so good.
Wait, what country is that? Austria? Was that Germany?
Rumble mints?
Yeah. Germany, no? Wampelmints.
Peppermint schnapps?
I said it like Stewie from Family Guy.
Yeah, it says bottled in New York.
Destry, you don't have to see if I'm right. We already have the facts. He went to other organizations. He went to the Rams. He went to the Broncos. He attempted to go to the Colts, and he just sucked ass at it. He's been here when Brady wasn't here. He had Mac Jones. Yes, they had a phenomenal year that year in Mac Jones' first year. But let me tell you something. He does the same play every goddamn time in a row. I know what the play call is going to be as soon as the team marches out in the field. I see the formation.
German style.
Yeah, it makes sense. Wampelmints.
It's from Bingen, Germany.
I can call Josh McDaniels' play every goddamn play. That's the problem, is that he's become predictable.
Like Nick said, it's missionary. So, all right. So hold up. All right. Refresh the list here. We're going to do divisional weekend. We're going to do a recap.
We can go back after this.
Yeah, we'll go back. But let's do Josh McDaniels as the OC in New England first, because honestly, I feel like this is the latest breaking news of the day. It just broke an hour ago ish.
2.5 hours ago now. It
Yeah.
broke like 6:30.
Kirk Minahan initially broke it, but it didn't become official until I want to
25
say
minutes later.
Like 35, 40 minutes ago. So again, Josh McDaniels, and here's the thing. I fucking hate to say this because it fucking pains me to think that the Patriots might actually find success doing this, but I think Josh McDaniels and Mike Vrabel with Drake May is the fucking that is about as good as you are gonna fucking get right now in the NFL as far as like a head coach, OC, quarterback. Now, I don't know about Elliot Wolf as GM. I got big questions there.
Still out.
I got even bigger questions about ownership.
Oh.
And I don't think ownership is going to have their backs going forward. So this is going to be a very
Josh Kraft.
This is going to be a very like you better do this in 2 years or it's all fucking blown up kind of fucking deal. But
I think Vrabel gets a longer leash. To be honest,
I don't. I really don't.
I think he gets 3 full seasons.
I think the only reason he gets the long leash, I think the reason why you're thinking he gets a longer leash
because he has
is because Bobby is there.
Yes.
Once Bobby is out of the picture, which I think is going to be in the next 18 months.
Yeah, but
Jonathan is not going to have that leash. Trust me,
Jonathan wanted Vrabel.
I'm only saying this because I saw it happen in Denver.
I know you did.
And I watched when Pat Bowlen stepped down and Joe Ellis stepped in. And I know John Elway is taking the heat right now because he's saying, like, we wanted Josh Allen. We wanted to draft him. And, last minute we decided to go with Bradley Chubb instead. No. John Elway is being the ultimate front man right now for the Broncos and Pat Bowlen. Mm-hmm. He is taking all the bullets and all the heat. John Elway wanted Josh Allen and Kyle Shanahan. That was his ideal setup for that 16, 17 season, whatever it was. He wanted Josh Allen and Kyle Shanahan to rebuild the Broncos franchise in his own in that image. And right now he is out there just like, he's that meme of like the man like taking all the fucking arrows, like this.
Yeah, and Pat Bowlen's underneath him like the child playing like with a car.
Yeah. And he's just doing it to save face for the organization because for whatever reason he's indebted to Joe Ellis somehow. Joe Ellis is the reason why this team fucking sucked for the last 9 years. Joe Ellis is the reason why this team is fucking ass. And I'm sorry, and no one will ever convince me otherwise. I heard the rumblings then. I heard the rumblings now. I know when there's smoke, there's fire. I know how to read between the lines. So I've seen this happen with the Broncos. Okay? And I'm just saying from a Broncos standpoint, I know what you guys are going through right now. You're going through a transition in ownership. You don't realize it, but you are.
We are. I've known that. Kraft is like brain dead sometimes.
You've known that, but some of our less savvy listeners or less in tune fans, the ones that, not to say that they're not smart, but the ones that don't.
How do they don't pick up on that though?
Because Sean, they're not living it every day like we do.
But you hear him talking.
It's the same way when like people like when like Trump says like
he's Joe Biden in it.
When Trump says why didn't they rake the forest? And people are like, dude, the fuck is raking the forest? What are you gonna go out there and rake the pine cones? Like, no, dickhead. Raking the forest is like a general like forest management term for cutting dead underbrush and clear cutting and all that kind of shit. Like, I don't know. I learned that in 5th grade when Smokey the Bear came to my fucking my elementary school and told me only I can stop forest fires. So I knew that shit back in like 1994. Yet it gets brought up in 2025 and people are like, "What a fucking retard!" And I'm like, "No, you're the retard. Read a fucking book," as I so famously said to somebody who might be listening. But anyway, they know. Love you. The people that don't listen, Sean, there's a lot of people that don't live it like we do.
They don't focus in on it.
They don't focus in on it like you and I live this shit every day. We're in it every day. Our Twitter feeds are full of it. Our Facebook feeds are full of it. I see more Twitter feeds and I see more Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook shit from people that I follow in the sports media than I do from my own fucking family.
Yeah.
Because I'm not on social media. Unfortunately, I mean, yes, it's a nice caveat to be able to keep up with a lot of my old friends, but I'm on social media because I want instant information.
Yes.
And that's where the breaking news goes.
It is. That's where most of the breaking news goes is instantaneous media. You don't go to the newspaper anymore. That's why newspaper is dead.
Correct.
Waiting 24 hours for the news. Guess what?
24 hours is fucking dead. Dude, we do a show once a week. And we're like,
we're late to the national championship. That was 24 hours ago.
Right, we're already late to the party. Like, we're late to the party. Like, and it's why you and I always talk about, like, how can we do more? How can we get more out there? What can we do to make more and do more content and make sure that we're out there in front of more people at more advantageous times when information is sensitive. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But we have lives. We have kids. We have jobs. We have shit to do. You know, this is something we do as a fucking hobby on Tuesday nights. And guess what? We fuck around and do this as a hobby, and we're fucking better at it than most fucking professionals that get paid.
But I like that we're honest about it too. Like we don't have to come out here and we have to pick a side of like, okay, let's Max Kellerman it tonight, and like you pick Andre Iguodala, I'm gonna pick Steph Curry. Blah blah
We will
blah.
never-
You know what I mean?
We
It's
will
just
never
like,
do that on that show. We'll never that fake
God
manufactured
damn it,
bullshit.
man. It's like so much shit. And then I like when one of us has an opinion and we're very firm on it, and it's just like, even when we're wrong, I'm like, listen, I was wrong. But I'm not fucking swaying my decision. Like me with Josh Allen.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's playing very well. But he
Well,
fucking
you were
sucks.
like, yeah, you were dead ass. So here's the thing, like you were dead wrong about Josh Allen to start. Like, hold on, let me rephrase that. You were dead right about Josh Allen to start the season. The Bills will go as Josh Allen goes.
Fuck.
But
went the wrong way.
You thought Josh Allen was going to
Die.
not be able to
Yes.
shoulder the load.
Absolutely.
So far, he's shouldered the load.
He's doing the whole load.
He's, dude. He's like,
He's giving it out.
he's August Ames. He's fucking
R.I.P.
Riley Reed.
R.I.P.
He's got all.
No,
the,
she's alive.
No,
She's
she's
alive.
very much alive.
Okay.
He's got all the loads. You know.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's taking all the load and doing everything he can with it. And the Bills are one win away from a Super Bowl. And I think honestly, the Bills are gonna, spoiler alert, I think they're gonna punch the Chiefs right in the fucking mouth on Sunday. And I think the Bills are going to the fucking Super Bowl.
What stadium are they in?
Burrowhead.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't think they're getting out of there alive.
Oh, I think they are.
We'll see.
I think they are, and we'll get into that in a second. But back to where we were with the Patriots.
Yeah.
So the whole thing about this whole situation with the Patriots, and again, it kills me to say this because I fucking want you guys to suck all the fucking dicks, and I want you to be fucking terrible. The problem is I love Drake May, I love Mike Vrabel.
That's pretty much it.
And I loathe Josh McDaniels because he's the biggest piece of fucking shit. I feel like honestly, how old's Josh McDaniels right now? He's gonna be what?
45, 46?
Couple years older than me. I would punch that motherfucker right in his face and be like, "This is for trading Jay Cutler, you fucking bitch." Right in his fucking mouth.
Damn, he's gonna be turning 49 in April.
Okay, good. He's a decade older than me. All right.
God damn.
So,
Dude, I forgot he was with the Raiders too. I am like so far.
what do you mean? He's the one. He traded Derek Carr.
I know. I'm just
His
like,
MO was go to a team that has a great young quarterback that needs to be developed and trade him away. Jay Cutler, Derek Carr, boom. The Colts should be counting themselves lucky that he left him at the altar. Because God only knows how bad he would have fucked that franchise up. That franchise is already fucked up enough. Could you imagine if fucking Josh McDaniels had gone there?
I think he's a smart. All right, I'm gonna say this. I think he's a smart offensive mind.
Genius.
I don't think
Genius offensive mind.
I don't think he's a good play caller. That's my problem.
See, I disagree. I think he's a great play caller.
I don't trust him.
I think he has phenomenal. And this is the thing. I think Vrabel is putting him in a position where he's going to succeed because he doesn't have to make any decisions.
Well, according to today, Vrabel said, "You got the position. You pick the guys underneath you. I'm going to handle the defensive side." Is what was said today from Kirkman, which was smart.
That is fucking genius. Like, brilliant. Because, oh my God, the Patriots hired a fucking head coach who seemingly knows what the fuck he's doing instead of Gerard Mayo, who was just like, "I'm just one of them boys." Like,
Dude, I didn't like the hiring. I was like, I think it's way too soon.
you and I both hated the hiring.
I was like, I'm hopeful that it's
Paul
gonna turn
hated
around.
the hiring. Paul doesn't even fucking care about the Patriots.
But I've met Gerard a couple of times, and I met him with Tom Curran. Me and Kayla were invited to the
Dude,
thing.
he's the
nicest guy in the world.
He's a great fucking dude. It has nothing to do with him personally.
It just sucks that it was so bad.
They put him in a fucking position to fail. And the Emmanuel Achos and the Ryan Clarks, they'll all sit there and be like, "Yeah, they put another black man in a position to fail so they can fire him and say, look, black men can't coach."
It wasn't that just he was.
No.
It wasn't that he was put in a position to fail because he was.
He was
It's
put in
that-
a position to fail.
Yeah,
100%.
But they knew he was going to be bad the first year because the team was bad the first year. We all expected that.
And they blamed it on Belichick.
Of course they did.
Which is fucking
the part was
laughable.
his press conferences were so bad that you literally felt you didn't have to see the media. You felt the media like do this, like they would turn around and look at each other like, did he just say his team was gay? Like he would say like weird shit like, oh, the team is soft. And then the next day I'm on EI on Monday. Well, what I meant to say was they were playing soft, not that they are soft. And then the next week, well, AVP made a bad decision. Well, weren't you the head coach? Didn't you allow that? Well, what I meant to say was AVP let me know, and I made the bad decision. Every Monday he backtracked, and it was like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
He had no spine as head coach
No.
because again he was put in a position long before he was ready to be put in that position.
Years.
And again, Gerard Mayo could come back in 3, 4, 5 years and end up being the next Mike Tomlin. You know what I mean? Or the next Andy Reid.
He needs to be a DC first.
I'm
or
saying,
something.
I'm just saying like the next like long-term head coach in the league. Because outside of Andy Reid and Mike Tomlin, you got who's the most established? Sean McVay, Sean Payton. That's really it.
Harbaugh was up there.
John Harbaugh.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's it.
There's your 5. There's your 5 like long-standing head coaches. All the other ones are either like
5 years
retreads,
under.
rehires.
Yes.
New hires, whatever.
Dude, Ben Johnson taking Chicago's job today?
Terrible fucking idea.
Dead in the water.
Done.
Immediately.
Done. You are so fucked, Chicago. You have no fucking idea.
I thought Ben would have been an okay choice for the Patriots. I still wanted Vrabel first and foremost.
No, Ben would have.
When he lost the NFC game, the Lions lost that game and immediately took the job the next day, I was like, Chicago is fucked.
Yep.
That was a bad move, bad decision.
Ben Johnson already had one foot out the door and the other on a banana peel.
Absolutely.
Going to Chicago, and he's going to go coach up Caleb Williams, who, spoiler alert, can't be coached up.
No.
So
big bitch.
Good fucking luck with that.
Horrible idea.
And guess what? Ben Johnson's going to go there and be like, I'm sorry, but I didn't draft this guy, and it's going to restart the cycle, and then Ben Johnson's going to be left with, some fucking, I don't know, like a Case Keenum-esque journeyman, some like, Gardner Minshew or something like that.
Yes.
That level of journeyman where he's gonna be like, okay, we unloaded the fucking draft pick, like he's gone. Like
he should have taken the Raiders job.
No, he shouldn't have.
No, the only reason why I'm gonna
You know what honestly he should have done? Stood pat.
go back to the Lions.
Stood pat.
Well, I would have said
There's
don't take
nothing wrong
Chicago.
with staying. I get it.
But the Raiders would have been a clean slate. The Raiders are getting rid of everybody on offense.
Yeah, but Mark Davis is a fucking asshole, dude. You're not gonna win with Mark Davis as the
but
owner. I don't care
apparently-
if Tom Brady's there.
Apparently, Ben was dealing with Tom, and then Ben Johnson.
Okay. But Tom Brady's like a
I
1% owner. He has no say in shit.
Tom Brady just walks in. He's like, "I'm making decisions."
Yeah, he's just a friendly face.
But the one thing I'll say, he took an unnecessary shot at the Jaguars organization. He said,
Who did?
Ben Johnson.
Oh, okay.
He said the front office was a mess, as a quote unquote what he said.
Well, he's not wrong.
I know, but you are.
Shah Khan has no fucking idea what he's
But
doing.
you're a first-time owner. First-time head coach. You don't say shit like that.
Sure you do.
You burn a bridge immediately.
That's fine. If I'm gonna burn bridges, I want to burn all my bridges to Cleveland, Jacksonville, the Raiders, the Jets, and probably, I don't know,
Arizona, maybe?
Arizona. Nah, Jeff Bidwell's. No, they're not bad.
Chargers,
definitely, yeah. Chargers. Like, burn me those 5 bridges right there. Like, take those 5 teams right off my plate. I have no interest in fucking playing, coaching, or doing anything with those fucking assholes.
Joseph Eli Manning Fats.
Like, bro.
I'm not going there.
I'm not going any of you. You're all a bunch of bums. You have no idea how to win. I mean, look at the Chargers. For the fuck's sake, the Chargers. All you had to do was go into Houston. I know Houston's got a great defense. Listen, D'Amico Ryan's doing a good thing. And, by the way, next year's AFC Championship, Denver-Houston. Write it down right now.
No, too early.
Write it down.
No.
We're gonna go to the AFC Championship.
121-25.
Denver-Houston AFC Championship next year. I think we lose to Houston next year. Because I think C.J. Stroud and that team matures to the point where they get over the hump, and I believe it will be the beginning of something beautiful in Houston. Because I think the Texans are on the right path for the first time in franchise history.
Mm-hmm.
With the coach, the quarterback, the GM, the way they're selecting players, I think what Houston is building right now is phenomenal. I believe that through and through. And I'm not just saying that because I'm 40 years ago today at 9:20 a.m., I birthed myself, I hatched in the great state of Texas in one H-town, if you do not know, that does not play around. That I'm not saying that because I'm partial to everything Houston. I really believe the Houston Texans are on the right path. And I think the Houston Texans are going to be a team for the next decade that we are going to talk about. Not to say that we haven't really talked about them for the last decade, because let's be honest, they've been involved.
A lot.
They've been involved in the playoffs. They haven't been like a real player. Mm-hmm. They've been one of those they could get to the divisional round, maybe pull off an upset and get to the championship game, but that's really all they're worth. And if they get to the championship game, they're getting smoked by New England or whoever, Denver, whoever gets there. I think Houston is going to take that next step, because when they had Schaub, they had that defense, and they had Billy O, and they were playing really well in the 2015s or whatever. They were there. Even with Brock Osweiler, they got to the playoffs.
They did well.
They came into New England and
well-built teams.
They gave New England a pretty decent game in that divisional round, in New England with Brock Osweiler in the center. Houston's not a bad fucking franchise.
Brian Cushing and T.J. Watt.
But
I'm sorry, J.J. Watt.
J.J. Watt. They are going to be a problem for the next 10 years, I think. C.J. Stroud, Nico Collins, and God help them if Tank Dell can actually stay healthy, bitch fixin' Joe Mixon stays doing what he's doing. But DeMeco Ryans got that defense going in a direction I love. I love where the Houston Texans are going right now.
Now,
if I'm a Houston Texans fan, I am fucking thrilled.
Now, for the people listening
with the direction of the franchise
that are going to call us hypocrites because they're going to say, wait a minute, you just shit on Caleb Williams,
because he sucks.
But you're praising C.J. Stroud.
C.J. Stroud's good.
Here's the reason why, because they're going to say, Caleb Williams, we bitch about him because he cries and shit like that. And they're like, well, C.J. Stroud cried this year too a couple times. Listen, both times they caught him crying. One of the times, his teammate
had his legs shattered in 3 different places.
And he was worried about him dying.
Yeah.
And he knew on the field. And C.J. Stroud, after the game, said, I felt personally responsible for putting him in that position. And he goes, I felt bad.
He threw a hospital ball.
He goes,
put him in the hospital.
And that's on me. And he goes, and I have to live with that. Mm-hmm. And that was like, man, that shows a real leader. He's like, he's not crying because some fake victim.
C.J. Stroud ain't nobody's fucking bitch,
and
bro.
I thought because he was an Ohio State guy, he was going to suck. Because the joke was, tell me a great Ohio State quarterback, it'll be the first one.
Yeah.
He's the first one.
Honest to God. So far.
But other than that, he's been a playmaker.
And I love C.J. Stroud because you know what? That kid exemplifies professionalism. He exemplifies greatness. And again, I'm not a religious guy, but I fucking love the way he thanks God every single fucking time. He's humble. He's not too big for the moment.
Right.
He to me comes off as a kid.
He's appreciative.
That, yes.
Yeah.
Understands you know who he reminds me of a lot? Jacoby Jones. And I only mean that, and I'm not saying this because they don't play the same position. They don't play anything. You go back and listen to Jacoby Jones pre-draft interviews. And if you went back and listened to Jacoby, and God rest his soul, Jacoby Jones. You go back and listen to Jacoby Jones. I'll never forget it, dude. And you know this because we were doing the show after.
I'm a draft person.
Right. But you remember me, and remember me telling you I wanted the Denver Broncos to draft Jacoby Jones?
Probably.
And if you don't, I know T does, because when I was doing the show with T, when T first started, me and Hilchey on this show on Row 1 Seat 1, and they were my first 2 co-hosts, T knows damn well I wanted Jacoby Jones and the Denver Broncos in the worst way. I said, this kid fucking gets it. The way he talked, the way he understood the moment he was in, he took in everything around him. Mm-hmm. He was driving a rental car. He didn't have a Mercedes, a Benz, a Beamer. Mercedes Benz. That's the same thing. He didn't have a Beamer. He didn't have a Tahoe. He didn't have a fucking Avalanche. He didn't have a big luxury Cadillac Escalade. He was driving around in a fucking Hyundai Accent. And he's like, nah, man, I'm a minimalist. Like, I just want to get to the league.
I need A and B situation.
I just want to get to the league, and when I get there and I get my bread, I'll make it. And I'll never forget, I listened to an interview with him on NFL Network, and it was with Pat Kerwin and Tim Ryan on the, I think it was the afternoon drive at that point. I forget what the name of the show was. And I said, holy fuck, this kid fucking gets it. Mm-hmm. This is a 20-year-old, 21-year-old kid. And I'm like, he understands the moment. He understands the gratitude. Like, he had the gratitude. He had everything about it. And I said, this fucking guy is going to be great in this league. And he was. Now, did he go out? Was he Larry Fitzgerald? No.
No.
But as a second-round pick, I wanted this kid in Denver so bad because I'm like, this guy is going to be one of those guys. And I said this to T and Tommy back in the day. This is going to be one of those guys that's going to make 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plays over the course of 5 years that will change the direction of your franchise. He is going to be a franchise-altering player. Not because he's going to be a Hall of Famer, but because he's going to make plays when you least expect them to make when you need someone to make the play, he's going to make it.
Yep.
What does he do? He goes to Denver, catches the fucking bomb.
Nope. That was because of Ray Lewis, let's be honest.
Well, I mean, Ray touched him. Touched him on the chest.
My hands on his chest. I said,
and
Jesus Christ, make this man play good.
But he did it. He did that. He made that fucking play.
Yes, he did.
And then he made dozens more for the rest of his career.
Yeah, and he was a great special teams.
Unfucking believable player.
Amazing slot guy.
Amazing player. And it just incredibly sad that he passed away as young as he did.
It was a heart attack or some bullshit like that. It was awful.
I forget what it was. I was talking to Bernard Pollard about it. Not talking to him, but I gave my condolences to Bernard on iRacing one night. Miss Bernard. I miss BP. Miss racing against him. I gotta tank my iRating.
It wasn't even a full year ago. Fuck! It was basically a massive heart attack. He was 40.
Yeah.
No. I want to put that curse out there. Wait, knock on wood. I mean, we're just saying happy 40th birthday to you.
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Nice. Good timing, finally. But fuck, man. That sucks.
The way to use this soundbite for... Jesus Christ, what?
Just a fucking massive heart attack. The guy was like 190 pounds.
15 years?
I'm a man. I'm 40.
Yeah, he was. He was a great fucking player. But my point is, I love the way the Houston Texans are going. I love the way the direction that franchise is headed. I think the Chiefs are tapering off. Okay, they're going to start they're coming back down to earth. Travis Kelce and Pat Mahomes and Andy Reid, like, they're going to be around, but they ain't going to be they're no Brady and Belichick. This ain't no 20-year fucking deal.
No, I mean, Kelsey's talking about hanging it up soon.
And not to say that
Reed do.
Well, when Reed goes, the whole shit goes.
Yeah, it's going to start.
Because I hate to say it, but once Reed goes, everybody's going to see the true Pat Mahomes for who Pat Mahomes is. He's the mulatto Jay Cutler.
Listen, he's still going to be very good.
I mean,
but he's not going to be
dude,
every
come on.
fucking year.
Mahomes kind of fucking sucked this year.
This year, yes, he's been very average.
What have we said about Mahomes every year since he threw 50 touchdowns that first year?
It's never going to be sustainable. It's
we were
not
like,
sustainable.
this isn't sustainable. It's cute. It's fine. It's fun. Whatever. And listen, they've won games. They found ways to win games. I mean, granted, the rest have found ways for them to win games. It is what it is. I'm not a hater, okay? I'm just going to tell it like it is, you know?
Dude, he had not even 4,000 yards passing this year. 26 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. He also had 9 dropped interceptions this year. He should have been 24-20 this year.
Bro, he's kind of fucking ass. I mean, if it's not for a fucking if it's not for a blocked field goal against Denver, like they're getting raped in the fucking in the wild card round. Like, I don't know. They're just I feel like if Buffalo doesn't go in on Sunday and punch them in the fucking mouth, I will forever hate Josh Allen. And I will be an anti-Buffalo fan from now on. I will be 100% a Buffalo heel. Because if you don't go in and beat this cheesy-ass fucking Chiefs team, that we all know shouldn't fucking be here to begin with, then you ain't worth your weight in salt, dog. Sorry. If you can't beat this team, I don't want to hear about 13 seconds. I don't want to hear about Stephon Diggs. I don't want to hear about Joe Burrow. I don't want to hear about none of that bullshit. You're fucking ass. And you know me, Sean. Who do I love the second most to the Denver Broncos right now? Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills.
It's basically just Josh Allen.
I have a
Do you
huge
love
man crush.
Buffalo Bills?
I
No.
do. I've always liked the Bills. I've never been an anti-Bills fan.
I've never heard you been like, I fucking love the
Come
Bills.
on, man.
No.
Like Darryl, you gotta love Thurman Thomas, Darryl Talley. I mean, Willis McGahee early on. Marshawn Lynch early on. You know, Antoine Winfield. You know what I mean? Like they had some fucking ballers, dude. The Bills had some fucking great players that were always easy to root for, and I loved them. But if you're gonna tell me right now that you can't go in Arrowhead and beat this Chiefs team, I'm sorry. Then I'm done with you.
What is Vegas right now? I want to see what the game is. Like, who's favored right now?
I believe the Chiefs are favored by 1.5.
Oh, but basically a push then.
Well, no, it's less than a push because usually the home team's 3. You can double check it, but I don't know what the actual spread is. And we'll do the college. We'll do the national championship too. We got to do that.
Yeah, 1.5.
1.5.
Chiefs. Yep.
Yeah, Chiefs 1.5. So
Man, Eagles 7.
Eagles are gonna romp. I feel like the Eagles are gonna fucking walk through Washington. I like the. You and I both said it. We love Jaden Daniels. We think he's a great talent, great quarterback.
If he stays healthy.
We have concerns about his long-term sustainability. That was our only gripe against him.
Yep.
My other thing is too, I hate the Redskins. The only time I ever liked the Redskins when they had Clinton Portis and Sean Taylor, and other than that, they can kind of go fuck themselves because they've been a fucking loser of a franchise forever. And I'm not all of a sudden gonna start supporting them because they finally figured it out and drafted a decent quarterback and changed their only because they changed the name. If they'd kept the Redskins name, I'd be on board 100%. But because you fucking chickened out and you bent the knee, I have no respect for you. And I wish nothing but the worst for you. Honestly. I honestly don't.
Well, I don't know. I have like no opinion on the Redskins at all. I'm like,
They're trash. That's all you need to know. They're a shitbird franchise with a shitbird owner with shitbird rules who shitbird bent the knee and caved to fucking corporate pressure. And that's it. That's it. That's all. That's the only reason why I'm mad at him. I mean, don't get me wrong. Listen, I loved Riggo. I loved Mark Schlereth. Okay? I loved the Power Pigs. The Hogs back in the day. The original Power Pigs. They were great. But, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to cave in and change your name to social pride. Like, nah, fuck you, dude. You're a bitch.
it might come back.
You're a straight bitch. If they bring back the Redskins name, I will buy a Jaden Daniels jersey the day it happens. Mark it right now. 10:38, right? 10:38 p.m., January 21st, 2025. The Redskins changed their name back to the Redskins. I will buy a Jaden Daniels jersey the first opportunity I get. Because I think Jaden Daniels is great. He's fucking unbelievable. Kid's on a fucking tear. He's doing everything you could have possibly hoped. Like, he's Ben Roethlisberger in 2004. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, except without all the extra weight.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying he came in, that he exceeded expectations in win and loss. He's in the championship game. Do I think they're going to get beat? But yes.
I think they're going to get beat.
But, he's doing everything Ben Roethlisberger did in 04 for the Steelers. Everybody had lofty expectations for him, but not this lofty.
No, nobody thought he was going to be NFC Championship game rookie year type of expectations. Absolutely not.
Hell no. I mean, you got two great matchups to start, granted. Tampa Bay, very beatable team. They beat them. And you're playing basically what I assume was the Lions' 8th stringers on defense.
Dude, I know we're gonna talk about college football first. I have so many fucking opinions about that Lions game.
Well, let's do the Lions game then. All right, we're
Do
already
the Lions
here.
game first.
Yeah,
All right.
we can get to college football in a minute.
I'm so disappointed in how that Lions game played out.
So am I.
I
you
just
know,
feel
you know
like-
why I'm most disappointed? Because I had an 11 fucking leg parlay, and the only thing I got wrong was the fucking Lions money line.
Jesus Christ.
I didn't want $3,300. Nope. Not on a $10 bet. Didn't need that. Nope. Fuck you.
Jared Goff getting hurt for one series, and then Teddy Bridgewater come in. I did not need to see that.
Listen, if Teddy Two Gloves is coming into any game, you're fucked.
Jahmyr Gibbs, stud. Like, I felt he was the one rock.
Absolute fucking just monster.
Averaged 8 yards a carry. I had to double check. 14 carries for 107 yards. Why? And 2 touchdowns. Why was he just let run more to take the ball away from Jaden Daniels? I felt there were so many bad decisions, which doesn't help Ben Johnson. And I felt like I don't blame the Lions defense because the Lions already have, like you said jokingly, their third and fourth stringers are playing significant time, and they're like, guys, I barely started in college. I'm starting in like a fucking playoff game in the NFL.
Yeah, they're like, you realize I was on the practice squad 2 weeks ago, right? Like,
The guy's like, I just got signed last week.
like, they're like, hey, go play man on, go play on Terry on Scary Terry, and you're like,
You have,
I mean, all right.
you have Aaron Glenn. Aaron Glenn's like 46, black cow, 8 back, 9 go, and then the guy out there is like, Joe, just tell me what the fuck I'm doing. Just tell me who to watch. I don't know any of these plays.
It's like,
I
can
just
you
got signed.
please just tell me who I'm supposed to cover? Because I don't know what the fuck you just said, little kid.
Oh, by the way, congrats to Aaron Glenn. He's the new Jets head coach early today too.
Terrible decision. I mean, I know Aaron
He
Glenn.
was a former Jet.
I know he's a Jet through and through, but he was a Jet when Parcells was there. Brother, again.
But that's like a dream scenario. Like a guy gets to
No,
coach
it
a team.
isn't. It's a nightmare scenario.
He wanted to do it. That's
It's
right.
a
He
night,
wanted to
yeah,
do it.
because again, and I get it. The guys got egos, and everybody thinks like I'll be the one to change this.
Rex Ryan, is pissed. He's probably breaking the desk in half.
Rex Ryan would have been a better fit for the Jets. Would have done better for the Jets than Aaron Glenn's going to do. Write it down. Aaron Glenn is not going to do good. The Jets are going to under Aaron Glenn are going to do absolute shit. I know they're looking at Houston and they're looking at D'Amico Ryans and they're looking at some of these other young former players turned coordinators
You
turned
gotta stop Josh Allen.
Yeah, no. Aaron Glenn, great defensive coordinator. I have absolutely no reason to believe that he wouldn't be a good head coach. The only reason why I think he's going to fucking be terrible is because he is working for Woody Johnson.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's horrible ownership, 100%.
And there's nothing else to it. There's nothing else to it, dude.
But for the rest of that Lions game, like Aquamare, whatever the fuck you say his first name, St. Brown, unbelievable game.
Amon-Ra. St. Brown.
Unbelievable game. 137 yards receiving.
You always have to say his name like Russell Wilson says, Broncos country.
Let's ride.
Let's ride.
Fucking guy.
It's Amon-Ra. St. Brown.
Jahmyr Gibbs, again, proven he can do it everywhere. In addition to having 8 yards a carry, he was averaging 12 yards a catch, 6 receptions for 70 yards.
Mm-hmm.
He just did it all that game. And then, even with Jared Goff missing time, still had 313 yards passing. He did have 3 turnovers, though.
Well,
that was the kiss of death.
I mean, it was, but it wasn't. The kiss of death was the fact that the Detroit Lions could not get the Redskins off the field defensively.
No.
They had no. So Jared Goff's got to press. He's got to throw it. He's got to put it in harm's way. Because if he doesn't, they're not getting the ball back. He's got to make those plays. So in Jared Goff's defense, for those who are blaming Jared Goff for this loss, you're dumb. It's the fact that they have no defense. So you give up 45 at home in the divisional round. I'm the last person to give up 45 at home in the divisional round or give up that many points. I'd have to go back. If I'm just rolling through my mental Rolodex, 03 Indy Chiefs when Indy went in and put 38 on the Chiefs at home in Arrowhead
Maybe.
and beat them 38-31 or 38-35, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm sure there's probably higher scoring games, but
There probably is, but I know what you're saying.
But I'm saying as far as when expectations met, you know what I mean? That's one of them. So I don't know. where do you put the blame in that? For me, it's 100% on. The blame does not. I'm not blaming the Lions for this loss. Let's put it that way. Circumstance killed the Lions this year.
5 turnovers in that game.
Aiden Hutchinson going down killed them.
21 injured reserves.
They had 21 guys on injured reserve.
21.
That's insane. It was by far the most in the league. And everyone's like, well, injuries aren't an excuse. No.
Yes, they are for that
Injuries
many.
are not a fucking excuse. They're a fucking reason.
Yeah.
They're a reason. So don't fucking tell me, injuries aren't an excuse. All right, then why didn't the fucking Patriots make the playoffs in 2008? Well, Tom Brady was hurt. I thought injuries weren't an excuse. Shut the fuck up. The Colts were the number 1 overall draft pick in 2011. Why?
Peyton Manning was out.
Oh, Peyton Manning was out. Oh, I thought injuries weren't an excuse, bro. Win some fucking games, bitch. Like, no, shut the fuck up. These people that say injuries aren't an excuse, that's what the guys say in the locker room because they have to tell themselves that in order to do their job every day. Mm-hmm. Because guys know, like, listen, if you're the number 1 corner on the team and I'm your backup, and I'm competing with you all August, all July, all August.
The whole time, even during the season.
And you're beating me, and you're playing better than me, and you're doing a better job than me. I go, okay, he's the better cover corner, whatever. He's better at whatever he's doing, right? You get hurt. I come in. Okay, it'd be nice if I'm as good as you, but the reality of the situation is, if that was the case, every team would be just fucking loaded with talent, and it'd be like this overflow of like, oh God, my cup runneth over. The bottom line is there's going to be a fucking setback, right? Mm-hmm. So instead of, let's say you're an edge rusher, right? Instead of a corner, let's say you're an edge rusher.
Okay.
You're good for 15 sacks a year. I'm only good for 9. 6 sacks is a lot of fucking sacks, dude.
Sure is.
Especially when you fucking count when they're timed out. So, yeah, that's not an excuse. It's a reason. Oh, well, you should have drafted better depth. You should have drafted better guys. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to have just, multiple guys that are capable of fucking 20 sacks on my fucking roster at all times. Yeah, that's so fucking nice to think about in theory, but that's those fucking eggheads. That's those PFF fucking dickbags with their fucking DVOA and slime and I got my advanced statistics. That's what those fucking eggheads think because they've never fucking actually set foot on a field. They have no fucking idea how it works. Mm-hmm. They have no idea how it works.
They don't. They just automatically assume like everyone's replaceable with statistics.
Yeah, everyone says, "Oh, well, his war." It's like no.
Wins above replacement.
Yeah, that's not actually a thing. That's something you made up, in order to make yourself feel valid in this space.
Like I made it up sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Well, it worked out one time, and so it must be a thing. Like, yeah, no, okay, yeah, go again, please. Go ask your wife's boyfriend if it's okay that you're using the Wi-Fi right now.
He's like, I don't know. I hope so.
I mean, I hope so. I mean, I've been using a lot of bandwidth lately.
I just pictured Kodiak Black when he's wearing the ski mask in the studio. I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so. Fucking cucks. And this is the problem. Football's been infiltrated by cucks, bitches, dudes just that have no fucking balls. They've never played the game. Again, do you know how many people I got into a fight with over that Reggie Wayne video?
Really?
You know how many people that I wanted, if they were in my presence, I would have fired my drink in their face just to provoke them.
What were they fighting about? That it was too violent?
And like, oh, sorry that we made these hits illegal so that these guys don't have to deal with brain injuries down the line.
What?
And I'm like, excuse me, sir. I don't play football because I'm afraid of brain injuries. I play football because I want to play football, because I love to play football. And what that does to my body down the road, I don't really give a flying fuck. The only people that care about what happens to football players after they play football are the football players that are too stupid to not spend all their money when they're getting paid in the league,
Yep.
and invest it,
Yep.
or the people who have no fucking idea what it's like to actually play football.
No shit.
Like that's it. Those the only two things. The guys that don't play football are always the ones that are like, oh, this is so barbaric, and they should care about brain injuries and this and that long term. I'm like, brother, no, I don't give a flying fuck about brain injuries. You want to pay me how many millions of dollars? Okay, you can. Yeah, I'll sacrifice the brain injury.
I would sacrifice the brain injury 100% for my family's future. Not even for my family, for my children's future.
Sean,
Generational wealth.
Did you see? And this actually brings me to a funny point.
Go on.
Did you see the video going around about Cam Newton?
He's poor?
That he's poor?
Yeah, he's like, I'm poor.
And he's like, I feel bad that I can't be Superman for my kids.
It's like, dude, how much money have you spent?
And he's like, and it was like,
I've only made 180 million. Only?
I think it was 130 million.
Oh, I thought it was 180.
I think it was like 130
no,
million.
but it was 180 with advertisements. I thought you said a 180.
I think it was 130 was his salary.
Okay.
That he'd made.
So let's say 50 for
contract.
marketing. That's possible.
Sure, but whatever. I think it was the number was, let's call it 130 million. Let's be a little bit generous here, okay? He says so the articles that are coming out, and I don't know, and Cam Newton's agent's got to be great for this, because they're trying to paint Cam Newton as like this poor thing,
this hero.
And he's this hero. Like, I used to be Superman for my kids, and when those NFL checks were coming in, I was Superman, and this and that, and it's like, and Cam Newton only made $130 million in his career, and every single comment under that is like, brother, you realize like $100,000 is life-changing money for most people, right? You made $130 million
in 10 years.
In 10 years, and you can't figure that shit out.
He's like, you know what I'm eating every night? 14
Right.
Wagyu beef.
And somebody was like, well, maybe if you stop fucking spending all these money on these stupid ass fucking hats,
that you cut the top out.
that you know, maybe you could save some fucking money. Again, it's just another fucking reason. Like, I want to love Cam Newton, and then something like this comes out, and I'm like, I fucking hate Cam.
You've gone a whole 180 on him. You're like, you shut the fuck up, dude.
I'm like Anderson Cooper 360, not 180. Like, I'm doing Anderson Cooper 360s now. Like, I can't make up my mind about, because there are days I love Cam and there are days I fucking hate Cam, and then I'm reminded why I hate Cam and why he sucks and why he's a fucking bitch and why he's a fucking terrible person. And they're like trying to paint him like, oh, he only made $130 million in his career. I'm like, if you gave me $130 million right now, me, you, your wife, my brothers, my family, your kids,
I wear a mink coat to everywhere I go.
a bunch of my nieces and nephews and extended family, like, no one would ever, none of them would probably ever work again.
I would buy. You watch Seinfeld, right?
Yeah.
I would buy the Jesus Technicolor Dreamcoat jacket and walk down Peyton Aram Village, just walking in that jacket with a cane and everything. To be like, why is that man walking? I have the money. I can just do this now.
Because I can just do this now.
I have no job. I don't have to work anymore.
But I would, like, you would not have to show up to work tomorrow morning.
Wouldn't that be beautiful? Like the tone deafness of what you had to say. And don't tell me, well, I had to pay taxes. Listen, if you paid 50%
you mean the
taxes,
same shit I gotta fucking pay for every fucking day at the same rate you do, you fucking asshole?
$65 million.
Yeah. Like, give me a fucking break, dude. And the way they're framing it, like, oh, Cam Newton's like some victim. I used to feel like Superman.
They did it with Brady too. Brady only made $220 million playing in his playing days. I look around the room like, not one fucking person is saying like, poor Tom. No one gives a shit. Tom is gonna make like $1 billion before the end of his life, just marketing or whatever.
Easily.
If he already doesn't have $1 billion because of everything else he does.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe it.
He might make that off alimony off his ex-wife.
No, I think they split. Like, they're not gonna do any of that.
Was Tom wearing the Jiu-Jitsu Ruined My Life t-shirt a real picture, or was that fake?
No, I think that's fake.
I think it was fake, too.
Dude, that was heartbreaking when I texted you the other day. Like, Edelman basically saying, like, yeah, we had all these jokes about Tom and the jiu-jitsu instructors and stuff like that. And then like the day before the fucking roast, they were like, we're not sure if Robert Kraft's coming. And by the way, Tom wants to talk to you guys. And Tom's like, yeah, I basically found out like she was cheating on me like while I was like practicing for the Bucks. And all like, Gronk, Edelman, Amendola, Solder, Mankins, fucking every Patriot guy that was there were like, Drew were like, yeah, we're not gonna fucking do the Giselle joke.
Yeah, I'm not dropping. Listen,
they'll make fun of the marriage and they'll like Drew cupped a couple of those but they didn't say anything about
there's a difference between being like if you found out like your boy's wife was cheating on him and he found out in like a pretty bad way.
Yeah.
And like he wasn't expecting it.
No.
Like it's one thing if he was out like dicking like if he's out dicking down Paige Spareneck on the spare time and you're
Man,
like, all
good
right,
for you.
Like, all right, bro, like, hey, we're doing this. Shit, shit got real, but like we all know what it was. That's one thing.
It was a sponsorship.
But if like, you find out your man, like your boy, your man, your A1. And like let's just say like if you're Edelman, you're Gronk, you're Brady, even if you're not like they're not close in age, but like those your boys.
No, they're close.
They're close. They're tight. That's a tight knit group, dude. Like those are your boys. Listen, man, like if like if the shoe was on the other foot, like right, if like let's say like you got you were
Let's
getting
say I
cheated
found
on.
out the same way.
Right.
It was essentially
And
he
you
found out
the same
through
way.
Ring.
And you were like, hey man, like I know we're gonna roast me on the show on Tuesday, but like I literally just found out about this. Can we just I literally just found out. Like
Yeah.
I'd be like, as a man, I'm gonna respect you.
Maybe one joke.
But not on the air.
Yeah, no.
Oh, I mean, I'm gonna rip you off.
Yeah.
Off air is gonna be a totally different fucking thing. But like, dog, like I'm not gonna do that to you. I'm not gonna burn you like that because you're my boy. And dudes,
that was tough.
I mean, like, I'm not gonna be
like to hear Edelman say like, yo, Giselle had her whole like life mapped out like 6 a.m. wake up, 6:30 get in the shower, 6:45 start yoga, 7 o'clock meet with this person. Like the whole fucking day is mapped out, and they have like a shared family calendar for the kids and for them. And then Tom's at practice in Tampa, and they had this huge thing where Tom's like, I'm retired. Actually, I'm not. I'm going back. And all of a sudden, he's like logging into his home thing, and he's like, well, she has this blocked off for like studio stuff, and the jiu-jitsu guy's been there for like 2.5 hours. Let me check the other days. Oh, he's been there for a long time on multiple days. And then it all hits at the same time, and he's like, fuck.
Imagine being that Brazilian jiu-jitsu and starting being like, I'm fucking Tom Brady's wife.
She's pregnant with that guy now. That's
dude,
a bad look.
She's such a hoe, bro.
That's such a bad look.
And again, you know what? And everybody wants to, like, people want to talk mad shit and get, like, mad upset about it. But, like, this is why I like Andrew Tate. Because most of y'all are for the streets.
It's like...
My wife ain't. Your wife ain't.
No,
but most of y'all are for the streets.
Like that's like fucking scumbag and a half behavior. Like to do that, you have 2 kids with this man, and then people are gonna say, "Well, Brady deserves it because he did it to Bridget." It's like,
no,
I don't.
No,
really remember.
no, I don't believe that. I'm not. Nope, not buying that because I don't believe that Bridget was 100% innocent in this whole thing either.
I don't think Bridget was either.
No, and I bet you she doesn't either.
And all of a sudden, Tom leaves for Giselle. And Bridget all of a sudden is like, guess what? I'm pregnant. And he's like, I already left. Like, what do you want me to do?
Right. Sorry, haven't had sex in 3 months. What do you want from me?
Bang. I'm exactly 10 weeks pregnant.
Yeah.
Fuck.
God damn it.
But Jack is like a clone of Brady now.
Yeah.
Jack, of course, is playing football.
Naturally.
But Jack doesn't want to be quarterback. He wants to be a wide receiver. So Edelman was like all jacked about it. Like, man, you have to be ready to get concussions. Essentially is what he told them.
No, in this day and age, you don't. I mean, you do, but you don't. It's not like it was when Edelman was playing.
Yeah.
I mean, shit's changed. It's a bitch league now. I mean, and not to say it's a bitch league. Like, you're still gonna be a man to play in the league, but like, bruh, it ain't the same. You know, it's not the fucking same. And the bottom line is this league has gone soft. And I feel bad for the kids that are coming up watching this now, like thinking like Lamar Jackson and Pat Mahomes are like the greatest. And I'm like, bro, I'm like, you ain't seeing shit. I mean, my wife did a really fucking cool thing. You know about it. She had a bunch of people write me messages and letters for my 40th birthday. And one of my cousin's husband, you know, I call him my cousin Shane. He's my cousin Colleen's husband. He's one of my best friends. He's awesome fucking dude. And one of the things he said in his letter, and he was like, you know, I was like, miss watching football with you guys. And one of the things he reminisced about was how special it was and how much we took it for granted when we were watching the Brady, Manning, Rodgers, Breeze, you know, 03 to 2015 era, that decade of just unbelievably good football. And he said how, like, we didn't realize it at the time, and maybe he didn't, I did.
I think I did too. I was like, what a generation.
Because we all took it in. We said, we all knew. You, me, T, Tommy.
What a time to be alive.
We all knew at that point, like, what we were witnessing was the last time we were going to witness it, because we saw the writing on the wall where the league was going.
Yeah.
And we knew it wasn't going to a place we wanted it to go.
The previous generation, though, they were just like, well, we have Marino, Montana, Young, Aikman. Elway, of course. Jim Kelly, if you want to throw Jim Kelly in there, because he had excellence there for 5-6 years straight. Like, they were like, well, we had that dominance too. It's like, this was different.
Because like, what you had with the Manning Brady era,
it was nonstop.
You had quarterback play reach its pinnacle, while defenses were still allowed
to kill people,
to do what defenses were supposed to do. And you saw those two things meet from, I would say, 97, 98, when Shanahan really kind of introduced that run offense with TD, and then turned into the, you know, it started morphing into the spread with Peyton in the early 2000s. When Tom Moore and Peyton Manning brought out the spread offense in, like, you know, 2000, 2001. And you had Ed Reed, Troy Polamalu, Ray Lewis, you know, Brian Dawkins, John Lynch, Derek Brooks, Adrian Wilson, fucking Tully Bantakane.
Oh my God.
You know, LaVon Kirkland. You know, all the, you know, what was his name in Philadelphia there? Jeremiah Trotter.
Wow.
You know,
Jeremiah Trotter.
You had all these guys that were that played a specific position at the peak of their level. London Fletcher, Joey Porter, Larry Foote,
Harrison.
Well, James Harrison came a little bit later, but yeah.
He started in that time, though.
You know, Bart Scott, Adalys Thomas. You know what I mean? Like, Teddy Bruschi, for fuck's sake.
Mike Vrabel.
Like, these downhill thumpers. Like, guys that, positions that...
Big Willie McGinnis.
Positions that don't exist anymore. I mean, you think about it, Willie McGinnis was basically like, he was like a 6'5" Von Miller.
Yes, he was Von Miller before Von Miller.
Yeah, like, and I mean, let's not forget who the all-time postseason sack leader is. Like, it's still Willie McGinnis, as far as I know.
By a good amount, too.
Vaughn actually might be creeping up on him now.
Hold on.
I think Vaughn is actually very close.
Yo, whatever happened to Willie McGinnis? All of a sudden, he's, like, gone from everything now. Did he get, like, accused of something?
Paul, remember he smashed that bottle over that dude's face in the club? And it got caught?
You're right.
Then all of a sudden just... Which, I mean, good, because Willie McGinnis doesn't deserve no bad pub. That man is a fucking legend. That guy is a fucking USC gangster motherfucking linebacker who is one of the best to ever fucking play the position. And no one, and I will not tolerate. It's like when people like try to talk shit about Booger McFarland. Like, I won't hear it. Booger McFarland's a national fucking treasure, bro. I ain't hearing your shit.
It's going to be beaten by Nick Bosa. Von Miller can't make it anymore. Nick Bosa's already at 10.
No, postseason sack leader?
Mm-hmm. Willie McGinnis has 16.
What's Vaughn at?
Vaughn's at 10.5.
No, he's going to be more than that.
No, 10.5 postseason sacks in 15 games, including the one he just played. Bruce Smith is second all-time. Frank Clark, third all-time. T. Sizzle, fourth. And Reggie White, fifth. Clay Matthews is sixth. Man, Lamar Woodley is seventh all-time. Get the fuck out of here, Lamar Woodley. Dude was in the league for like 9 years.
Vaughn needs 6 sacks in the next
There's no
2
way.
games.
They said he's retiring after the season, possibly.
Well, possibly.
6 sacks in 2 games. He's gonna
Sorry,
have
he needs 5.5.
He needs like otherworldly games.
I mean, listen, dude, he could get 3 on Sunday. Like,
It depends.
if he gets 3 on Sunday and ties himself with Frank Clark, which is insane that fucking Frank Clark is the fucking number 3. Like, that's crazy.
That's how Frank Clark made so much money, was from the postseason. That's
Okay,
it.
but here's the bottom line is I was right. Okay, Willie McGinnis is the all-time postseason
Yes,
sack
he
leader.
is.
Okay, so that makes you feel, still doing it. Again, I'm not going to tolerate much Willie McGinnis hate. I forget where I was going with this now. If you want to refresh me.
Sorry, we were just talking about like in a time of like peak quarterback play along with
Correct,
the
right.
defense.
So you had guys like that going up against quarterbacks like Brady, Manning, Breeze in his younger age. Breeze people forget Breeze pre Sean Payton in San Diego was pretty fucking good.
He was, but he was
From 02 to 04, 05, he was really good. I mean, keep in mind,
he replaced Doug Flutie in
dude, he kept Philip
Diego.
Rivers on the bench for 2 years. 04 and 05.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised they moved on from him for Phillip. Like
I'm
at
not.
the time.
Because John Lynch shredded his shoulder. Remember?
Yeah.
That week 17, the final game of the season, 05, Broncos went into San Diego. They bludgeoned them.
Mm-hmm.
John Lynch came on that safety blitz, bang, knocked him out, drove his shoulder into the ground, which is why the Miami Dolphins passed on him and went with Dante Culpepper instead of him.
Again, that was ownership because Nick Saban
Wanted Drew Brees in
Yes,
the
he
worst
did.
way. Yep. But Drew Brees is always going to New Orleans because of Sean Payton.
Yeah.
That was the big selling point. So, anyway, that was the pinnacle of football, and we got to witness it. And there's nothing I would as much as it sucked for me in terms of like having to watch Brady and the Patriots win. The majority of the time. I mean, let's be honest, they won 6 out of 20. That's a lot.
And they were there 10 times.
Yeah, they were there a bunch too. The losses were, I think, honestly, 2011 to me is still the greatest year of my football life. Like, I don't.
How was it not 2007?
11.
Why?
Because of my cousin.
Well, because of your cousin, but like the bigger loss was 07.
07 was great. 11 was better because I feel like 11 was actually, in a lot of ways, to me, it was more unexpected. The Giants were 9-7. They had no business being there, even though they'd beaten the Patriots in the regular season in Gillette at a game I was at. To me, 2011 was the greatest year ever of football for me because you had Tim Tebow go off. That was Tebow Mania. My cousin passed away in October of that year, who's a huge Giants fan. I ended up going to Gillette to watch the Giants game with my uncle with the tickets that his sister had bought him for that game. And I'll never forget it, dude. I didn't even know my best friend was there, my best man at my wedding, and his dad were at that game. They'd gotten last minute tickets, whatever, and they were at that game. And I ran into him like on the concourse, I was like,
Why do I remember this story?
"What are you doing here? What are you doing here?" Like,
Yeah.
And we went, and then the Giants go up. It was back and forth game. It was 4th and goal from the 12, and I'm like, all right, just knock this pass down, bro. Game's over. And Brady finds Gronk, hits him at the front, at the goal line, touchdown. And I'm listening to the stadium erupt around me, right? And I got my red Eli Manning jersey on. And I'm looking around and I'm like, well, this is fucking annoying. But whatever. The Broncos we'd run all over the Raiders that day, like 38-14 or something like that. And I'm like, well, the Broncos won, so cool. But this is fucking annoying. Really wish the Patriots lost this one.
Yeah.
And then I look up at the thing, and I'm like, minute 36, Giants got 3 timeouts. I'm like, this thing ain't fucking over.
Plenty of time.
I'm like, this defense fucking sucks. And sure enough, Jake Ballard catches the touchdown right in front of me with like 7 seconds to go or whatever it was. And I'm fucking whooping it up. And this guy in front of me, and I don't know what it is about going to football games, but like if you're a man at a football game and you're there with your daughter, your wife, whatever, do everyone around you a favor. Don't let your daughter or your wife start mouthing off to a man behind them.
Yeah, why do people feel it's okay to
Because-
start like talking shit?
I wasn't talking shit. I just threw my hands up and I was like, oh, you know, like, and the girl, the daughter turns around and is like flipping me off. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, this and that. And I'm like, whoa, sweetie, calm your tits.
Yeah.
And the dad turns around and the mom turns around like, what'd you say about my daughter's tits? And I'm like, bitch, chill out. And the dad turns around, don't talk to my fucking girls like that. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, get your dogs on a leash, bro. He's like, yo, you've been quiet the whole fucking game. Now you want to stop mouthing off? I said, first of all, I didn't stop mouthing off. I said, I put my hands in the air and threw and cheered. I said, if you want to make this a problem, I'll slap all 3 of you. And I'll have no problem doing it.
The Three Stooges style.
I said, so get your fucking dogs on a leash or I'm going to put you in a fucking hospital bed. Now, I'm with my uncle at this point, right? Who wants no part of any of my bullshit. And you know how I get at games. You know, you've seen me at Gillette Stadium. You know how I can be. I don't think I've ever gone to Gillette and not thrown a punch.
Even when we went to an in-stadium ticket-only practice, Joey wears his Broncos stuff, and some guy's like, randomly, Joey's not talking to anybody. If you weren't so fucking big, I would give you such shit right now. And I'm like, who fucking comes up to you out of the blue and just says that? And they're like, hey, but I respect you for wearing it. Like, it takes balls. And I'm just like, you see he's with people wearing Patriots clothing, right?
Right. I'm with you, your wife, and my wife
Yes.
at that point.
Lauren is not wearing anything.
Lauren has nothing. She's
football
neutral.
related.
She doesn't give a shit about
No.
football. Like, in fact, Lauren's so like anti-football, she doesn't even want to get involved.
Yeah, I think she just wore black.
Yeah. So she's just like, fuck this. She's like, I'm wearing black because I'm going to a funeral. And this guy in front of me starts mouthing off, and his daughter starts like getting in my face about it. And I'm like, buddy. I'm like, and I think I said to him, I'm like,
why?
I'm like, bro, I'm like, either shut your daughter's mouth or I'm going to stick my dick in it and shut it for her. And that did not go over well. And obviously, and then other people are around because then the Patriots lost, so everybody's emotional, you know, and I'm sitting there, and then I just start doing this.
The Hulk Hogan.
You know, and I'm doing my whole thing, and I'm doing my act, and everybody, and I'm like, go ahead, take a swing, bro. Fire a drink. Like, I got 2 beers in my hand ready to fire, like, anything. I'm ready for anything, dude.
Yeah.
You know me. You know how I roll the Gillette.
And
like,
you become
when
a
I go to
teacher.
Gillette,
I said it. I used the word.
you know me, I'm always ready for war when I go in there. I don't give a shit.
I haven't been in a few years. Because of COVID, the first couple of times.
It's been 12 years since I punched somebody in the face.
I haven't gone since 2019, which is very sad.
2013 was the last time I punched somebody in the face in Gillette.
Damn. I wanted to go
I'm getting old.
the 2021 season.
But I also haven't. I think I've only been twice since then.
2021 I wanted to go. 2022 I couldn't because of family shit. And then this year was baby. So.
Well, I was saying we should go next year, but.
Well, I want to do the draft this year, especially with Vrabel going to be there at the draft party, and we have a high pick.
Who do you guys have for opponents next year? I mean, you got decent opponents.
No, our fucking team is we have the easiest home schedule. Take out the Buffalo Bills. The schedule is pretty easy for home.
No, I like your home, but I like it's not about home. It's about, let's see. So you've got the Falcons are cool. You got the Giants at home. I'm a big blue guy. You got Pittsburgh.
We have what, Cleveland too? Isn't that right?
Yeah,
The
Cleveland.
Panthers? Yeah,
I mean, you guys got a shit home schedule, dude. Holy crap.
dude, you might win 9 games just from home.
No, I mean just God, for teams I don't want to fucking see.
I
All right. Buffalo, Cleveland, Miami, Atlanta, New York, Carolina, Pittsburgh, and Vegas. I don't give a flying fuck about anyone. Away, you got the
Better.
Bengals.
Yeah,
Bengals, Bucks, Saints, Ravens, Tits, like Titans. Like,
much better.
honestly, dude, that's going to be one of the worst. Ugh.
Well, I'm hoping that frees up some tickets.
2026, you guys get Denver at home. That's the year we're winning the Super Bowl, so I'll go to that game. That's our Super Bowl year.
Damn.
All right, let's get tickets to that. But yeah, dude, that is just a trash schedule for next year.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, like I don't even know if I want to go to a game next year, even if the tickets are free. Who the hell do I want to go watch? Carolina? No thanks. The Raiders? No. Like I'd rather fucking gouge my eyeballs out than watch the Cleveland Browns.
Mm-hmm. Depends who's quarterback. Maybe it's gonna be Kirk Cousins.
But do I actually care?
No, probably not. It's a lot. Like who the fuck knows? Like, I know like an hour ago while we were on the air, the Dallas Cowboys just finished up interviewing Brian Schottenheimer, who I didn't even think was going to be a consideration for them for head coach.
The Cowboys. Can we talk about the Cowboys real quick?
Why? They want Dion.
I want to talk about this for 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones needs to get the fuck out of football.
He's ruining that team, the whole organization. Ruining.
Bro, I feel bad for all my friends that are Cowboys fans.
We talked about it. I would have been interested in Bill Belichick if I knew Mike McCarthy wouldn't have been available next season. What do you mean? You fired him. You're the man that makes
You
the decision.
literally fired this fucking man, you old retarded fuck.
I mean, he is just dumber than a box of rocks. I couldn't believe.
He is a box of rocks.
I couldn't believe that actually happened where Mike McCarthy made it past Black Monday. Didn't get fired. They said his job was safe. Then they fired him almost a full week later, and then Jerry Jones was like, "Well, I would have been interested in Bill Belichick, but didn't know." It's like, damn. Jerry Jones is killing that organization. I know Dallas fans have been saying it for years, but it's 100% true. And then I'm going to tell you right now, if he gets Deion Sanders, what's going to happen is before anything even comes to fruition of it, Deion Sanders, if he does take the job and get it, Deion Sanders will trade Dak Prescott 100%, and he'll draft his son. Guaranteed. I will put any amount of money on that.
There's no way in hell Deion's not taking the job unless Shador goes there.
Exactly.
Like that's the only way that they get. The only way they get Deion is if they're going to draft Shador as their quarterback, and I don't know that he's fucking NFL ready. I'm not convinced.
I don't think Shador Sanders is a great NFL quarterback anyway.
I don't think he's NFL ready, and that's no disrespect to him. I think he could be maybe a someday. I'm just kidding. No, I don't think he's an NFL quarterback.
I think if you put him in last year's class,
he's behind Michael Penix. Penix is the fifth
in
that draft.
Mind you, I was wrong about Bo Nix. I would have put him and Bo Nix like same caliber because I thought Bo Nix
not even close.
But wait, I thought Bo Nix was not going to be as good as he was. I was very wrong about Bo Nix.
Bo Nix, but yeah, a lot of people were wrong about Bo Nix. That's not.
But
that's not your
that's
fault.
why I would have ranked. I would have ranked him like the 5th or 6th quarterback in the draft class is where I would have ranked him.
Bo Nix.
Bo Nix. But I would have said Penix was better than Sanders. I would have said Jaden, Williams, and May would have been better than Sanders. I would have think he was the 5th or 6th best quarterback. And knowing what I know about Nix now,
Shador is not.
He would have been definitely the 6th at
but
least.
looking at like, listen, Cam Ward is arguably the best quarterback coming out this year.
I'm not even a big fan of Cam
And
Ward
I don't think
either.
Cam Ward is pro ready. I think Cam Ward, as good as he is going to struggle in the pros big time. Because he listen, I don't want to go. We'll do this in
No.
April.
If you want to continue,
But he looks too much for the big play, and doesn't take what the defense gives him. And he's trying to do too much all the time. And Caleb Williams is the same way. But the only difference, Cam Ward's not a mental midget like Caleb Williams.
No, but
which is the only thing he's got going for him. Caleb Williams might be able to. Cam Ward might be able to actually adapt. Where Caleb Williams is fucking cooked.
I'm worried Cam Ward is just Geno Smith Part 2.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? Like, looks great in college.
100%, dude. That is a great fucking analogy.
Thank you. Get to the NFL, gets to the wrong organization.
That's going to be the biggest problem.
Fucking drown that dude. If Cam Ward goes to the Raiders,
it's over.
Career's over.
Fucking career's over before you even start, dude. You go to the Raiders, the Jags, the Browns, or the Jets. Your career is over before it even starts.
You're going to be making Jamarcus Russell type jokes again if he's in the Raiders. Yo, we gave you blank DVDs. What did you watch? I was watching.
And we're gonna have like I
packages.
just want fat Cam Ward picks like fuck your couch. You know? Like,
man, oh my god.
It's so bad, dude. The NFL is such like, and that's the thing. Like people like, and this is what fucking kills me. Is everybody thinks like these guys that run the NFL, that run these GMs and these owners and all
they're
these,
geniuses.
that they're all these like genius businessmen,
No.
smart people. I'm like, nah, man. These are just dudes with hobbies that fucked around and fell into this. Like you and I, if you and I decided tomorrow,
I think I could go into an NFL room and do a draft class right now.
Absolutely.
Any organization. I feel that confident.
I could 100% stand on the sidelines and advise as a coach.
I mean, I love some of
100%.
my blood favorite guys have been all-stars. I was
Justin Simmons, perfect
Justin
example.
Simmons, last year, Lad McConkey. I was like, I was like, if Lad McConkey's a Patriot, I'm going to die happy. We fucking pressed on him.
And but I thought it was Bill Belichick that was the GM that was the problem. Bill Belichick, he can't draft wide receivers. And then who's the wide receiver he drafted?
N'Keal Harry.
No. The Patriots drafted this year.
Oh, two of them. Jalen Polk, who did nothing, and Javon Baker.
And then meanwhile they pass on Lad McConkey.
Yes.
And both, and it's like, oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was a Bill Belichick thing. I thought Bill Belichick was the reason why you guys couldn't draft wide receivers.
Did you know they already blamed Bill Belichick for last draft too? They said,
Bro, of course they're going to blame him.
Bill was let go so late in the year that they had to use his draft strategy.
I'm worried about Pat. Pat's been texting me about calling in and
Is he calling the wrong number? Well, anyway, while you're doing that, they're saying that Belichick was let go so late last year that they had to use his draft book to make their selections because it was too late in the year to redo it all. So last year's draft class technically was Bill Belichick. So Belichick drafted Drake May is what they're telling me. It makes no sense.
It really doesn't, dude. And that's the half the problem with these people, these anti-Belichick people, are just.
I don't know. I don't.
They're absolutely retarded.
Like if we come out with a draft this year and we hit 4 studs that start, I'm gonna be like, all right.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Like, that's great.
You hit 4 studs that start.
But our team is dog shit.
Congratulations, you're now in the top 1% of NFL GMs.
Yeah, but our team was dog shit. We needed a lot of guys that could start.
But look around the league. Sean, look around the league.
It doesn't happen.
Everybody looks at Cincinnati and Minnesota and they're like, well, they got Jefferson and Chase. And why couldn't we draft one of those guys? I'm like,
you're not a top 5 pick.
Because those guys don't fucking exist in every fucking facet of the draft, you fucking moron.
No shit.
Like, no, there's that. Oh God,
I know.
The Bill Belichick was a terrible GM crowd. I literally want a genocide.
I want to say, and you gave me praise this weekend, so thank you. When I said early this season, hold on. I'm gonna bring it up. I said,
take your time.
Take
your time. Fine.
Defensive rookies of the year, Jared Verse.
Unbelievable.
Monster game in the playoffs. Monster game.
I'm heartbroken for the Rams, honestly.
Yeah, it sucks.
And their fans. I wanted the Rams to win that game so bad. And not because I'm rooting against Philadelphia, because I got a bunch of friends that are Philly fans.
Yeah.
You know, one that's super close. One of my uncles is a big Philly fan, and I love him to death, and I always root for Philly because of him. Not because I like Philly, but because he likes Philly.
Mm-hmm.
And I love him, so I will root for Philly because of him. But when it came to this game, Sean, this Philly Rams game, and all right, finally we're getting into it now. I thought for sure when Matt Stafford had the ball, when they got the ball back with 2 minutes 30 seconds, 3 timeouts, I'm like, they're winning this game.
Yes, I had the same thought.
I'm like,
because Matt Stafford, great playoff quarterback.
51 career fourth quarter comebacks. He was I think he was one short of tying John Elway. If he had put that one in the end zone and won that game, it would have tied him with Elway all time. Like, Matt Stafford is one of the greatest come from behind quarterbacks of all time. That dude is a fucking killer. The Rams are one of those teams. Like, dude, let's be real. When the Rams sold out to win that Super Bowl 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever it was, and we were like, yeah, man, we're on team fuck those picks. Who gives a shit? And then the Rams turned around and they were like, yeah, cool, man. We gave away a bunch of first-round picks, but we still got seconds, thirds, and fourths, and we're going to get guys like Jared Verse, Puka Nacua, all these other guys. And we're like, oh, right. So Les Snead and Sean McVay are actually so good at identifying talent, they don't need high-end draft picks.
I can't believe.
And then you give them high-end draft picks, they get a guy like Jared Verse, who's just – I mean, dude, this kid is.
I thought he was going to be the next Aaron Donald. I said it last year.
I said you had him as defensive rookie of the year all day.
He's going to replace Aaron Donald in that system.
I think I picked Riley Moss because great white hope.
Yeah, that's fine. Riley Moss played extremely well. He played better than I thought he was going to play too.
If he didn't get hurt, I think he might have had a chance. But no, Jared Verse was the guy through and through.
I couldn't believe how well
best rookie in the league.
Jared Verse does not come across as a 22-year-old. He comes across as like a 30-year-old man that's been.
Dude, he looks like fucking Reggie White out there. The way he's manhandling some of these offensive linemen.
He
is picking dudes up and throwing them around.
And there's something to be said, which I never thought about this process until Belichick said it, is that when players come into the league, Belichick talks about this. You get NFL ready for that first rookie season. That's why sometimes Belichick doesn't play a lot of these guys because they're like college soft.
Yeah.
Like they don't have that NFL regiment of like getting
right.
tough.
They get to like 10 games and they're like,
holy shit, over. I'm done. But Jared Verse took the NFL regiment program as just like he turned into a man in a year. If you look at Jared Verse in college last year,
Jared Verse was a man before he got to college.
I know, but you look at him in college to now, he looks double the size in LA. So he's doing something right.
He's treated it like a job. He's taken it seriously. And not for nothing, but the kid's got the fucking ability. He's got the physical gifts. He's got the intangibles, bro. He's got the will to win. That kid is a man among men. You were fucking so right. So fucking right preseason when you picked him to be defensive rookie of the year and be the best. Like, whether he wins it or not, I don't give a shit. What I saw out of him in the playoffs, that kid is the defensive rookie of the year.
I was like, when I saw him on the field,
you nailed that. I think I picked the kid for the Colts.
Latu, who's my backup pick. Yeah.
And it wasn't even close, dude. Verse was just on another level all year. And I look forward to watching the rest of his career, dude, because I think that kid's going to be an absolute fucking stud.
I'm sending you these two photos in the chat right now. This is not even a full season, okay? First photo is him at Florida State. You're going to say, all right, big dude, long arms, looks good. This is him, like, flexing in the Rams photo from this past weekend. Just shredded. His arms are like double the size.
Yeah, he looks like he ate a couple Bill Bees.
It looks like he gained like 25 pounds in muscle while playing football, which notoriously guys lose weight during the season.
Rookie season, yeah. Typically, rookie season, you typically end up losing because you're not ready for the regiment. You're not ready for the grind.
No, you just get burnt out.
Right, you're ready for the 10-game season or bowl game, and that's it. And then you get to Thanksgiving and season's over, and then you get to the pros. You're like Thanksgiving. You're like, bro, season's barely just started, bro.
Like,
Like, let's go.
I'm
10 weeks of this
so
shit.
impressed. Like the
He is
seriousness he's taken.
He is a fucking specimen, dude.
But again,
And-
is that coaching? Is that him getting Sean McVay? And Sean McVay's like, listen, you put on 20 pounds, you're gonna be a monster. You know what I mean?
I mean, could be, but again, the Rams have all of a sudden, under this new ownership and the move to LA, have become a well-run franchise. You can't argue that anymore because they were the Rams for so long were just like a mediocre whatever, and maybe it's not so much. Well, they didn't change ownership, but like they'll change the location. They didn't. Maybe it made them. I don't know. Maybe it gave them a sense of more like we got to be serious about this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Cronkies had to be like, you know what, we need to be winners here. But they hired McVay and they hired Snead, and those two guys right there, if they have the blessing of the ownership, are going to succeed. Those are two brilliant football fucking minds, brother.
Mm-hmm.
And it's showing on every level. Like, my only thing with Matt, my only thing with the Rams, I'm gonna say the Lions. My only thing with the Rams right now is I have there's that ticking clock on Matt Stafford. How long is he going to be available, and when are you going to be able to replace him? You went from Jared Goff, you traded for Matt Stafford, you won the Super Bowl.
You gained age in that process, but you gained experience.
You gained age, experience, and you gained a Super Bowl.
Yes.
This year, I felt like was a prime opportunity to gain another Super Bowl, and they came up just fucking short. Because honestly, if it's Rams Redskins,
Rams are going to win that game.
Rams are crushing the Redskins. Not even a fucking game. And the Rams are going to the Super Bowl. And I honestly thought we were going to have a Buffalo, L.A. Super Bowl. But
he's 2 weeks away from turning 37, Matthew Stafford.
Not terribly old, but he's getting towards the end of that rope. And
his Lions career took a beating on him.
And not for nothing, but like we've already heard the rumors of Sean McVay wanting to be out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's
1 foot in,
flip-flopping
yeah.
If McVay's all in and Stafford's all in, okay, cool. The Rams are good.
Yeah. I said earlier today about Cooper Kupp.
That's a Super Bowl fucking team, dude. It's a
even-
Super Bowl team.
Even if they lose Cooper Kupp, because they said he's unhappy, but hypothetically they lose him, they still have.
Dude, they lose Cooper Kupp. Who
They
gives
just
a
keep it
flying
going
fuck?
because he lost for the whole year
Honestly,
anyway.
dude, you can lose a wide receiver in this league. It doesn't fucking matter.
No.
Great quarterbacks make receivers. Look at. If we ever needed an example of wide receivers don't matter, the Chiefs trade away Tyreek Hill to the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins get eliminated in the wild card round. The Chiefs win the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. I mean, not to say wide receivers aren't important and you don't need them. You can't go out there with 8 guys on offense. You do need 3 other guys to go catch some fucking footballs. But
Or attempt to.
wide receiver is the most overrated position in football. I've been saying that for what, a decade?
Probably longer, because it's like, show me the first NFL wide receiver that has won your Super Bowl. The only argument that we possibly made was Cooper Kupp. And that was like, again, you had Matthew Stafford who was feeding him the ball the whole time and was perfect that whole playoff series.
Yep.
But that was the only argument that could be made, was him that playoff series, because he was a machine catching like 20 balls a game. But other than
Wide
that,
receivers don't win games.
even Jerry Rice wasn't that guy. Like, he was a great player.
Go
but
back
he
to the AFC
he didn't
Championship.
win
It was
Super Bowls.
the Super Bowl against the Bengals. It was fucking John fucking what's his name that caught the fucking.
I'm not remembering his name at all.
God damn it! I'm such an asshole.
You looked at me. You're like, John, what's his name? And I was like, I'm drawing a blank.
I'm such a dick for not remembering this. Someone out there right now is listening to the show going, "It's this guy, you fucking dick."
Screaming it at the radio or the
Yeah.
TV or whatever the hell they're listening on, phone, tablet.
John, God damn it.
Havlicek.
No, Richardson. John Taylor.
Wow, I would not have got John Taylor.
I'm a dick. I'm a
is
dick
that-
for not remembering
Is that
John
Joy
Taylor.
Taylor's older brother?
Joy Taylor is in fact a slut.
Joy Taylor is not like even acknowledging any of this stuff is happening. She's like, who cares? Like,
Yeah, she's like,
I'll continue to whore it up.
I don't give a shit. I'm black and I'm a female, so you can't touch me. I work at ESPN.
Boop, 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 boop.
Boop.
What was that, Dominique Foxworth?
Oh, yeah.
He just didn't care.
Yeah. About
He's like, fire me.
the flashlights.
Flashlight in a microwave. Beep, boop, beep, boop,
Beep
beep, boop.
boop beep boop beep boop.
Man. And then he was like, I don't care, ESPN, fire me. I was like, holy shit.
He was yeah, that was Dom.
I'm pretty sure it was Dominique Foxworth. He was
Yeah.
your cornerback.
Yeah, it was Dominic Foxworth. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was Foxy. Yeah, he was because he went on to become was he VP
No
of the
idea.
NFLPA?
No idea.
He went up to the NFLPA. Like
Good
he went
for him.
he went to
Fucking
the
hilarious.
he went to the NFLPA and like he went up pretty high. He got up there pretty quick, and he was pretty good at it too. Foxworth, because he was part of the 05 Broncos team. He was, I believe, D. Will. He was the third behind D. Will and Champ. D. Will, rest in peace, my boy. Darren Williams. Such a sad day in football history. The day he got shot and killed. But Sean, let's do. All right. So what?
He basically quit in 2023, and he's just a family man now.
Yeah, he bailed out. He bailed the fuck out.
Well, the one game I want to talk about,
First of all, let's talk about the Houston-Kansas City game real quick.
I feel like this game was bullshit.
So
did
me,
everyone else.
You, me, and everybody else. I mean, listen. Here and here's my thing for all you fucking Pat Mahomes apologists and all you Kansas City apologists and all you dick riding ass motherfucking faggots out there that think that this shit is on the up and up. You watch that fucking game on Sunday and you tell me with a straight face that game was on the up and up.
8 penalties for 85 yards for the Texans. 4 penalties for 29 yards for the Chiefs.
And 2 of those penalties for the Chiefs that went for against the Houston Texans were absolute fucking bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Absolute fucking bullshit, and we all know which 2 we're talking about.
Yes.
And then, and don't worry, hold on, Patriots fans. Don't fucking start celebrating yet. I got something for your ass, too. What you didn't see, or what didn't go on the stat sheet, was when Mahomes went out of bounds and he did that little stutter step and slowed up.
Tried to get a flopping penalty.
And then flopped.
Yep.
If the ref had thrown that shit, I'd be out of 65-inch TV right now. I'm not even going to fucking lie. I was downstairs. I slammed my fucking bar top so hard I thought I was going to crack the fucking slate. I was so fucking pissed. I thought the flag was coming, and it didn't come. And thank God it didn't. And here's my fucking thing about this, right? The Chiefs are getting these crazy fucking calls.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there going like, all right, Joey, calm down. You're only seeing this through the lens of like you hate the Chiefs, right? Or like remove yourself from the I hate the Chiefs lens. Was that a foul? And I'm sitting there going, no. I'm like, there's no fucking way this is a fucking penalty. Like, I'm sorry, no. So I reserved a lot of my judgment until I listened to my national media, like a couple of my national media guys.
Okay.
On Monday morning. Adam Shine being one of them. Mm-hmm. And Adam Shine, who everybody knows who listens to this show, one of my biggest influences, heroes, people I've modeled myself after, but by the way he does his job. He's down the middle. He doesn't play bullshit. He doesn't blame the refs. You know, he's not one of those guys. And when I tuned into his show on Monday morning, and he sat there and he was like, are you fucking kidding me? He goes, I'm not saying the Texans lost because of these calls, but this is getting fucking ridiculous.
Troy Aikman on air was complaining about the calls. On air.
Troy Aikman went, he was one of the call. And he went, oh, come on.
He went, oh, like
He's like, oh, you got to be kidding me.
yeah, he was disgusted.
Audibly disgusted.
Yeah.
And again, we all know the NFL is basically an extension of the WWE at this point. Like, we all know how it is. It is what it be. Football ain't football anymore, and that's fine. But don't piss in my face and tell me it's fucking raining.
Mm-hmm.
So don't let me sit here and don't tell me like, oh, don't believe your lying eyes. No, fuck you, motherfucker. Like, I saw what I saw. I know what I saw.
Yeah. It
And
was clear
when
as
I
day.
saw Pat Mahomes flop or attempt to flop and draw that flag, at that point, listen, I already knew this, but if that wasn't the final drive home, if you will, that the Chiefs know they're getting these calls and they're playing it. Didn't we talk about this on the air a couple of years ago?
Yes.
Where the Chiefs knew they were getting the calls and they were going to get the calls, so they were hamming it up on purpose.
Yeah.
Like they were going full LeBron on it.
At home, yes, they get the calls.
Didn't we talk about this exact same thing like 3-4 years ago during, like, I want to say it was like the Niners Chiefs Super Bowl, and the Chiefs were like, yeah, we know we're getting the calls.
Mm-hmm.
We knew we were getting the benefit of the doubt, so yeah, we played it. And then Mahomes doing that shit. As good as Mahomes is, and I don't think he's nearly as good as everybody makes him out to be. He's great. He's cool. He's nothing I haven't seen before. Right? Like, I could go back and watch Warren Moon, Randall Cunningham, John Elway, Dan Marino,
Yeah.
Troy Aikman, and I can see there's nothing that Brett Favre, nothing Pat Mahomes has done. Those guys hadn't done already.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah, he's not the Michael Vick of his era. Like, he's not like the
No.
first to ever do it.
No. And even Michael Vick wasn't the first Michael Vick.
I know, but you know what I mean. Like
Randall Cunningham would have been. Randall Cunningham was Michael Vick before Michael Vick. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So, for me, when they say that they're like, oh, yeah, we knew we were getting the calls, to me right there, like, it removes all credibility.
Yeah.
And then to watch Pat Mahomes slow down intentionally before he goes out of bounds
Trip.
and then throw himself out of bounds once contact's made in an attempt to draw a penalty.
It almost worked.
Hey,
Yeah,
listen,
almost worked.
Patty, listen, bro. Like, dog, I know who you. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt only because I know you a Trump guy. Okay, I know you a Trump. I know you a Trump dude. All right.
Is his brother a Trump guy? No.
No. Maybe now that he saved TikTok.
Maybe.
But I'm going to give you and Britt a little bit of a pass because there's a reason why you're not sitting in the same box as Taylor Swift anymore. You know, because she endorsed Biden and y'all didn't. Now y'all sit in separate boxes. That's cool. Whatever. Your boy Kelsey, questionable.
Mm-hmm.
But you're a Trump dude. Hey, I expect more. I expect more from real Americans.
Mm-hmm.
Stop trying to draw these bullshit. Like, y'all, you're not Manu Ginobili. You're not LeBron James, okay? Don't bring that Euro flopping soccer bullshit to my fucking TV.
Josh is a big flopper too.
No, he's not.
Josh Allen?
Josh
Come on.
can't flop. He's too big to flop.
You
Josh goes down. It might look bad, but he's not flopping.
He throws himself to the ground a lot.
I do not see that. Not.
There's a
not-
highlight video of him doing it. Don't make me.
Yeah, who made it?
I have no idea.
That fucking Patriot fan, fucking what's
Dude,
his name?
we suck ass. We
Paul.
have
Was it Paulie? Then it was the Patriot super fan guy there that did all the.
the silver face guy.
Oh God damn it! No, the
Paul
guy.
Perillo.
No, it was his name.
Andy from Dartmouth over here?
Fuck you. I don't know.
No, but dude, we suck ass. We got nothing else better to do if it was a Patriots guy. What do you want us to do? But no, Josh Allen is a big time. Like throws himself on the ground.
No,
like,
he's not.
he looks for flags a lot too. He's a big flag guy.
No, he's not. Not like Pat Mahomes.
No, I think they're both up there.
Mm-mm.
Mahomes gets him a lot more, for sure.
Yeah, no shit. So this Texans Chiefs game, anyway, it was a fucking. I'm not saying the Texans didn't do.
The Texans.
No, I'm sorry. The Texans did enough to win that game.
They did because they had more yards.
The rest made sure that they didn't win that game. I'm sorry. But this is one of those games where I look back at it and I'm like, nope, sorry.
Listen,
I'm not buying that result.
Here's why people get more upset, because after you hear the stats, you really feel cheated.
Oh, I know.
Total yards, Texans. Passing yards, Texans.
Mm-hmm.
Rushing yards, Texans. Yards per play, Texans.
Turnover margin.
First downs, Texans. Turnover margins, Texans. Sacks allowed. Well, they had more sacks allowed, which is not great. Total plays, Texans. Time of possession, Texans.
Well, that was the thing. The 8 sacks killed them.
Third down efficiency, Texans. Everything was in the Texans' favor, and the Chiefs still won.
Mm-hmm.
By 9 points.
And they made a joke at the end of it when the Texans, when the Chiefs took the safety?
Mm-hmm.
And that game went from, because the spread was 8.5.
Yes. They said it on air.
And they said it on air, and like somebody was, they were joking about how like Al Michaels is laughing his ass off right now.
Al Michaels, big gambler.
Yeah. Laughing his ass off.
Al Michaels is like, yes, I took it, yeah.
So if you don't think the shit was rigged, then I don't know what the fuck to tell you. But even my straight down the middle guys who never really like blame the refs or bring like that kind of bullshit into their shows on the national stage. And like I said, Adam Shine's the only guy I really listen to because I love and respect him, and he's been one of my favorites for 20 fucking years now. I've been listening to him since he was a puppy, basically, on NFL radio. I mean, I've talked to him numerous times, and to me, he's one of the best to do it, ever do it. And he's been, in his resume will speak for itself.
Yeah.
He's one of the few guys I listen to.
Shine's very reliable. He's not very biased either online.
Never.
Opinions either.
And that's what I love about him. He's not biased. He gives it to you straight. So when he did that, when he came out and said what he said about the officiating on Sunday in the Chiefs and the Texans game, I was like, okay, it's not just me. Because if he's even mentioned, because you and I will sit at home and be like livid about it. And if a national guy like him just mentions it, we know, like, okay, we were justified.
Yeah.
But for him to come out and be, like, mad about it,
it's too much.
We're like, all right, bro, like.
It's too much.
Yo, listen, man. We all know the Chiefs aren't great.
This is like the worst year they've had.
We all know they ain't bad like that. Like, come on, dude, stop. We get it. Taylor, like, dude, I'm watching the national anthem. First fucking thing they show is Taylor Swift in the booth.
They zoom all the way in, too.
Yep.
And
I'm like, dude, I don't give a fuck.
You know, there's prop bets for Taylor Swift now if she's wearing lipstick, if she's wearing a jacket, if she's sitting on what side of the thing.
Isn't it pathetic?
That's how much she's on camera where people are like, you can bet on it now.
But did you honestly think when we legalized sports betting, things were going to get better?
Does Taylor Swift wear red lipstick?
Yeah. Did anybody think it was going to get better? No. The answer was no. It was never going to get better.
Degenerate gamblers are like, holy fuck.
The only dude, I'm telling you right now, legalizing gambling is going to go like this is way like we may as well have just fucking legalized any illicit drug you wanted, and it would have less of a shitty impact than gambling.
They tried just passing one. What was it? The psychedelic one under like the supervision of like a psychiatrist or something. It failed miserably.
That will pass eventually.
It was something like the way they worded it was fucking.
Dude, I'm telling you, right? Like honestly, you know what's super fucking funny? One of our buddies sent me a video of a guy who was like microdosing like acid and mushrooms and psychedelics and shit like that. That's like a wave of the future, dude.
Yeah, because they said it calm down the nerves.
Yeah,
for
dude,
not Tourette's, but something.
Jake Plummer, former Denver Broncos quarterback
and handball champion.
It has like a whole company out in Denver that is like producing like psychedelic. Like they're
Dude,
like
Colorado is like very pro
big time,
drugs.
but they're big time lobbying to get this shit legalized. And they're like on the cusp of it. And like Jake Plummer is like, no man, like we have medicinal marijuana, like we want medicinal psychedelics, like mushrooms, like all this other stuff. And Jake Plummer, of all people, is a massive advocate for it. And honestly, hey, listen, man, you know me. I don't believe the government should be able to tell me what to do at any point in my day. So if I go to a doctor and he says, I'm going to microdose you with some fucking acid and shrooms and you're going to run the Boston Marathon, I'm like, cool.
I'm like,
Let's do it.
but will I finish it? He's like, mentally you'll finish it. Your body's collapsed around like mile 14.
No, I guess the body, well, what did they say in the Matrix? You know, Neo, the body cannot exist without the mind.
Yes.
You know, and he's just like, oh yeah, you know, like,
dude.
So if the mind is expanded,
did you watch the John Wick thing I sent you on TikTok?
Maybe.
The guy's just fucking around with his friend in his apartment. He's like John Wick at home.
Yeah.
Dude, I have a feeling I would do something stupid like that, and it would happen to me, and I would be devastated. It would ruin my entire day. Where I lost half the food in my fridge. And I would just be like, I don't want to go to work. I don't want to leave the house.
I don't want to go anywhere. Fuck this. This sucks. But my point is like all this shit, right? Like, so we're legalizing all this shit. We're legalizing gambling. We're letting all these people fucking go down these dark rabbit holes of like
life.
I mean, dude, come on. Like, I'm on the plus side. I'm in the green on my FanDuel account.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of the only people I know that can say that.
I have not spent enough money to go negative. Like, I won big in the first few weeks, and then I haven't really won much.
But you know
since.
me with my NASCAR bets. I win.
Yes.
I mean, I won, like we covered it. I won 10 races this year, which more than covered my thing. And then I won. I doubled down on Joey Logano to win the championship, and then I won the Broncos and the over under 9.5.
I still have $132 left.
I believe you.
It's plus.
Yeah.
I have nothing else. Like, I have nothing else to really lose. Like, I only put $25 in the beginning of the year.
Well, I cash out my big wins.
I have never cashed out.
I cash out.
Leave it in
well,
there.
if I win $1,000,
well, I haven't won $1,000
I
yet.
cash out because I'm like, well, I got fucking bills to pay, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
I think the most I got up to this year was like $600, and I was like so excited.
Super Bowl Eve is going to be a very expensive party for us. So, you know,
okay.
I've been cashing out my bets, you know, saving my money. We're going to have party platters from Rose Alley for wings and tendies.
Oh, wow.
We're going to have a tent outside by the fire, heated.
I was going to say, wait a minute.
You know.
To be a day like today, it's 0.
I hope not, but you know what? If it's decent out, great. If it's shitty, guess what? We're going to have a heated tent outside by the fire, and there'll be a full bar out there, you know, because Super Bowl Eve is a big deal in this house. And we want to make it good.
It's a holiday until eventually where next season they're going to push for 18 games, eliminate a preseason game, and make it 18 seasons.
Oh, no.
And then
2 preseason games and 18 regular season games. Who knew?
Wow, offense.
Who knew that was coming? Oh, my God. We haven't been talking about that for 10 years.
And so predictable. Offenses are going to look like shit for the first 6 weeks of the season.
It's fucking retarded, dude. Like, the NFL is such a fucking shit show now. Again, we've been talking about it on the show for ages. 64-team International Flag Football League is what you're getting to. That being said, let's get to the other games.
Dude, I'll just immediately jump to the Ravens because I want to talk about the Ravens.
Yeah.
I will never fucking talk a good thing about Lamar Jackson again in my life.
I
don't care if he's a fantasy savant. I don't care how many points he scores. I don't care how many yards he runs. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm kind of fucking done with Lamar Jackson.
I'm done with the whole Ravens organization after that
You
game.
gave him my chocolate stud pony.
And you just didn't run the ball.
And you couldn't figure out how to beat the Buffalo Bills. Like, I'm sorry, but you were the most, in my opinion, the most complete team in the AFC. In the Baltimore Ravens. They had the most complete team. I even texted my buddy 2 weeks ago on Wild Card Weekend when he was nervous about them playing the Steelers. He's like, I'm nervous. And I'm like, dog, y'all are going to the Super Bowl. I was like, we're going to beat the Bills. We're going to beat the Chiefs because the Broncos, because we're not afraid of them. And then we're going to go into your house and you guys are going to grind us the fuck down and basically do exactly what the Buffalo Bills did to us, and which was my biggest fear. And I was like, because I knew we couldn't withstand that kind of offensive attack.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately for us, the Buffalo Bills finally, how do I put this? Didn't shoot themselves in the dick.
No, but the Ravens did.
And but the Bills against the Broncos didn't shoot themselves in the dick like they normally do every other year. And they played the game, they played to their strengths. They did what they're supposed to do. Instead of getting cute and outthinking themselves, and you know how it goes. Like I say, every year I offer my services to any NFL team. I guarantee you 2 wins a year just by saving you from yourself at some point. That being said, Bills didn't do that. The Bills came in, they brought in a fucking 6th offensive lineman, and they just ground us the fuck down. It didn't matter that they were up 10-7 at the half. It may as well have been fucking 100-7.
Okay.
That being said, when they played the fucking Baltimore Ravens, the Ravens did, and I'm listening. We got to talk about Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews had the game tying fucking 2-point conversion.
He had 2 big drops. He did.
He had it in
2.
his hands. I mean, let's be real. The Ravens, even though they were down and out, Lamar did bring them back.
Yeah.
Got him in the end zone. And he did deliver that ball to Mark Andrews' dick.
Perfectly. Yes, he did.
Right where he was supposed to. And, in the words of, one of the great calls of all times, like to echo those sentiments, like, God bless his heart, he must be the sickest man in America. Jackie Smith, poor Mark Andrews, dude. Like, I mean, I feel terrible for Mark Andrews in that situation. I really do.
He's getting murdered by Baltimore fans right now. And honestly, it shouldn't be because I wanted to do the math really
At
quick.
least he's not getting murdered by Ray Lewis. Hey!
Lamar Jackson had 3 turnovers by himself, 2 fumbles, and an interception, a horrible interception where he overthrew his guy by 15 yards, and the safety made the easiest interception I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I watched that and I was just like,
What? Like, who the fuck is he throwing to?
who the fuck?
And you can't be like, it's the wide receiver's fault. The wide receiver broke in long before, and he still overthrew
that
him.
was 100% Lamar.
And then the other one, Lamar just like had the ball way back here, drops it, and it's just like, oh fuck. And like, I don't know if he actually said it like that. I was kind of gay, but he just drops it.
Oh fuck.
And then I couldn't believe it. By the way, the whole plan we said going into this game, if you just run it down Buffalo's throat, they can't stop you.
Which is the one thing Denver couldn't do, or sustainably, was run it. We ran it when we wanted to, but we couldn't run the ball. But we were not a run the football team. And you're right. Baltimore had the team to beat Buffalo. I mean, like,
so
easily. Like, to me,
what would you guess the run pass like percentages
for if I'm Baltimore,
yeah, like how many run plays as opposed to passing plays?
I'm going to assume it was 60-40.
You would be wrong. It was 50-50. It was 26-25. Why the fuck do you decide we're going to give Lamar the ball to pass more this game? They averaged as a team, Derrick Henry, Justice Hill, and Lamar Jackson, they averaged 6.7 yards a carry.
And this is what kills me about fucking Baltimore, dude. And this is why John Harbaugh has got to be, like,
fired.
Not fired, but
I said it, though. If they lose this game, he should be fired.
This this year kind of makes it like, all right, like,
why throw so much
here?
against Buffalo? The weakness is running up the middle.
Right. What are we doing here? Because you didn't lose to Buffalo over on some bullshit. Yeah, Mark Andrews dropped the 2-point conversion, but there's still a minute 33 or 34 left on the clock.
You played like shit the whole game.
And Josh Allen's got a chance to go down and fucking hit a field goal, like, and win it. Like, you think
he probably does that?
You really think Josh Allen's not hitting the fucking not getting his team in field goal range in that situation with a minute 33 and 2 or 3 timeouts, whatever it was.
Yeah, but I felt like
fuck out of here, dude.
the Ravens' defense was gassed going against Josh
100%.
Allen. He could have ran that by himself at that
Bro,
point.
Josh Allen, there was no way in fucking hell, even if Mark Andrews catches that 2-point, there's no way in hell the Ravens win that game.
Josh Allen.
Ravens are winning that in regulation 100% of the time.
Josh Allen barely threw the ball in this game. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen and
He
the
barely
Buffalo
threw
Bills.
the ball in the first game.
The Buffalo Bills said, "We're just going to run it down the Ravens' throats." Did what the game plan should have been for the Ravens to them.
Like I said,
Josh Allen threw it 20 times. They ran 36.
that's perfect. That is how you win in January.
How fucking dumb are the Ravens?
But but Sean, in what year, in what philosophy has that formula not worked?
It's just it's
The
maddening.
only time it didn't work, I think, was maybe Lamar's rookie year when they kept trying to run the ball with Lamar because he couldn't throw it.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of putting Joe Flacco in and going, give me the lefty.
Yeah, call him to the pen.
Go to the pen and put Flacco in. What was that against the Chargers?
Yes.
I believe it was against the Chargers, and they couldn't beat, and they lost that game, the 18. Like that game right there alone was like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, no shit.
Like we had an opportunity to win this game, and you stuck with the fucking rookie who couldn't do shit.
I know.
Instead of going to the guy who might be able to move the fucking ball for you. Not for nothing, Joe Flacco's still out there kind of dropping dimes right now. So
Sitting
you
home
mean to
now.
tell me 6 years ago he couldn't have done this? Like the Ravens might actually have a Super Bowl if they didn't let status get in their own fucking way. But
I
John
couldn't-
Harbaugh, I believe, has been about.
I think it's time for him to go.
He's about as Jeff Fisher gets. Can we just start calling a spade? Like you won one Super Bowl in 2012 because Joe Flacco went on an amazing run and hit a couple of Hail Marys. You've done nothing before and nothing since.
It's been 13 years of just.
Bro,
plain
you are Jeff
shit.
Fisher. You are the peak mediocrity. Or Mike Tomlin. Like, and not to say like those guys aren't good coaches or that they should go fire somebody and get somebody, fire them and get somebody new. I don't think Tomlin or Harbaugh deserves to be fired. But like y'all ain't it.
He's definitely Jeff Fisher of the postseason. He's about 500 in the postseason. I'm not going 500. Goes 540.
Bro, he's Jeff Fisher.
You
Like
know,
Mike Tomlin's not that far ahead of him. Like Mike Tomlin's actually probably got a fucking under 500 record in the postseason at this point.
I really do think John Harbaugh should be fired because of that game. In real time, watching that game, I was like, just run the ball. Just run the ball.
You
Just did
give
not do
me
it.
you gave me a guy who rushed for 2,000 fucking yards. You give me the most fucking electric, prolific running quarterback of all time.
We're gonna give him combined 20 carries between the both of them.
And not only that, but like it's not like your quarterback. Oh, he ran for 1,000 yards, but he also threw for fucking 4,000. Like this dude put on a fucking clinic statistically, and you give him Derek fucking Henry, my chocolate fucking stud pony. All
Wasted.
you got to do is just hand him the ball,
Wasted.
and he's good to score at any point.
Wasted.
And you waste him, and you waste this team, Zay Flowers, this defense, what I thought was the most complete team in the AFC, and you waste it. I honestly, Sean, at this point, you know me, I've been a big John Harbaugh supporter. I don't know who else to blame.
Hell, even Justice Hill, the second string running back, was running great.
I don't know who else to blame.
6 carries for 50 yards. He averaged 8.4
How do you not blame
yards.
Harbaugh?
It's his fault. It's bad game planning.
But it's
Plain and simple.
it's bad game planning. It's
Every
bad in-game
playoffs.
management.
Every
It's,
playoffs.
and it's again exactly. It's every fucking year with this guy. The Baltimore Ravens should have multiple Super Bowls given the talent on this team in the last 10 years, 12 years, 15 years.
Especially those early years with Terrell Suggs and Ray Lewis, and those teams were stacked.
Dog,
Stacked,
those
stacked.
defenses were ridiculous. They won one Super Bowl in 2012 because they got stupid fucking lucky that Raheem Morris and Tony Carter couldn't fucking figure out how to keep Jacoby Jones from getting behind him. That's it. If that ball goes incomplete, John Harbaugh's not even the head coach right now. Let's be honest. if Raheem Morris and Tony Carter don't fuck up so bad in 2012 in Denver to allow Jacoby Jones to get behind him and score that touchdown, John Harbaugh is not the Baltimore Ravens head coach right now.
I don't know.
That is the only reason why he's still their head coach.
Like I hope Lamar Jackson wins the MVP. I really do, because I want it to be almost
laughable.
like yes, I want it to
It's a
almost
joke
be
at
a
this point.
mockery.
Yeah.
Where it's just like you have Josh Allen, who I was so dead set wrong, being like he can't handle the load. Go above and beyond to prove it. Beat the team.
Josh Allen's
MVP.
handled the load so many times he might as well be Sasha Gray.
Nice throwback. Beat all these things. Beat the possible MVP. Chance to go to the Super Bowl, and yeah, you give it to Lamar fucking Jackson, who is a perennial loser, who's never going to be anything. He's just a run-of-the-mill, stupid statistical asshole, like a Tracy McGrady type, and that's disrespecting Tracy McGrady, who's just a stat monster during the regular season. Gets to the playoffs, he's like, whatever. See you next year.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe we win, maybe we don't, but we're probably not going to see you in a couple of weeks, so who cares?
It's just it's
waste of my time.
and
I
that's,
never feel like the Ravens are ever going to compete again with John Harbaugh at coach and Lamar Jackson at quarterback. Never. I feel like it's over for them.
I don't think if you give them Derrick Henry, what else do you need?
You ran like almost 4,000 yards.
What else do you fucking need? I'm sorry, but at this point, if you're Baltimore, what else do you need?
They're like, well, can we get Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson just in case?
It's like, no. No, you fucking can't. Figure it the fuck out. And meanwhile, Zay Flowers is sitting there like, what am I, chopped liver? Go fuck yourself, dude. That team, and again, this goes back to, I really honestly believe that the end, John Harbaugh should have been fired after the Amendola Edelman
That double comeback.
double comeback pass.
Go ahead
thing.
by 14, lose the lead. Go ahead by 14, lose that lead, lose the game.
Yep. You should have been fired after that.
Fireable.
To me, honestly, that was the end of it. Should have been done. I'm sorry, but this is a cutthroat league, and everybody can sit here and say, well, if they don't hire, if it's not Harbaugh, then who? I don't know.
Doesn't matter.
But does it matter? You still, even if it's the guy who you hire after him sucks, you still don't have any Super Bowls.
Go get me the kid that's offensive coordinator for the Vikings right now. I'm sure you'll be fine.
Yeah, sure. You'll be just as fine off as you are right now.
What is it? Is it Kevin Stefanski?
Stefanski.
Yeah, give me him. I'll be fine.
You'll be totally fine, and you'll still have no Super Bowls.
Yep.
Because that's what you're gonna end up with, just like the Detroit Lions. You're gonna end up with no fucking Super Bowls because your fucking team, no matter what you do, you're born to lose. It's just how it fucking goes, bro. It sucks to suck. Sometimes you just gotta take that fucking phallus, insert it in the back of your throat, and try to breathe through your nose a little bit. I don't know what to tell you, because it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. The Ravens are not. They're a team that is always gonna. They're always there because they find a way to identify talent. But they're never a team that you're like, oh yeah, no, they're a threat.
So, is Ozzie Newsome is still there, right?
No,
he's gone. He retired.
For years.
Who took over his place?
Fucking goddamn it. Hang on. There I know.
I can't even remember who's the GM there anymore. I thought it was still Ozzie Newsome.
Eric DeCosta.
Does a great job.
He does an excellent job. He lives in Ozzie Newsome's shadow. He was an executive there for a long time too. He's a Baltimore guy through and through.
Mm-hmm.
So he was with them. He started as a player personnel assistant in '96. He's from Taunton.
He went to Taunton High School.
Yeah, he's Taunton guy. From T-Town.
From T-Town.
That's what a couple of my friends who live in Taunton call it. No, I don't call it that, but Yeah, no, he's been the GM since 2019. I mean, and he's done an absolutely fucking fantastic job. I mean, no lie, dude. The dude has been an absolute stud in identifying talent and getting guys to the on that roster. The talent on the roster is not the problem. So this is not a GM issue. What I have an issue with is why isn't the coach getting the most out of this talent? Like, I mean, you got Lamar Jackson, right? That was he wasn't he the Michael fucking Jordan, or was that Deshaun Watson?
Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, it was, whatever. If Deshaun Watson was Michael Jordan, then I guess that makes Lamar LeBron.
Maybe
you're not getting enough out of you're not getting enough juice out of the stone, dude.
I wouldn't even make Lamar LeBron. That's shitting on LeBron. He really is like a Tracy McGrady, like great regular season guy, shit in the postseason.
And I love these people that are like, oh well, Peyton Manning had a 3-5 record his first whatever many years in the league and
totally different
postseason.
Totally different.
And I was like, yeah, but Peyton Manning was carrying fucking dog shit teams to the playoffs every year.
Yes.
Lamar is going on stacked, loaded teams.
Yes.
And not getting it done.
Yes.
There's a big fucking difference,
You weren't giving Peyton Manning Mike Allstott in 2003. Mike Allstott running for 2,000 yards, and Peyton Manning's like, I had fucking 3 turnovers in the championship game.
You weren't giving. It'd be like if you gave Peyton Manning.
It was Jamal Lewis in 2003.
I was like Jamal Lewis in 03. Or like Eddie George in 99. Like
most of those fucking early 2000s.
Yeah, like you know what I mean. Like no. Like chill the fuck out, bro. Like you don't realize the difference between and again, this goes back to the people that understand how teams got constructed in the early 2000s versus how they get constructed now.
Mm-hmm.
It's two totally different fucking elements. It's not even the same world.
It's frustrating.
It's insane. But you and I, as students of the game, and people who've watched this shit, like
I feel like going on Indeed and just being like looking for like like NFL jobs, be like player development, apply. And if they just ever call me, I'd be like, here's the list of guys I like in college right now. Here's the reasons why.
I swear to God,
you know what I mean? It's just
if I send my I should send an application to the Patriots. Be like, I will guarantee you 2 wins this year.
But I'm not going to wear your logos. Right,
I'll sit in the booth. You don't even have to know I'm there.
I'll wear blue.
Give me a headset and a buzzer, and I can just tell you when you're doing something fucking stupid. I'm just going to sit there and go, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Challenge it.
Do that. Don't do that. Why? They're like, they're going to call some fucking crazy eccentric pass play on fucking 1st and goal from the 1. Nope.
Nope, not Josh.
Nope. Run that shit straight up the fucking middle 4 fucking times. Are you fucking retarded?
That's Josh. Run it.
4 times. Straight up the fucking gut.
Nope, 2 times in the middle.
Push. I don't give a fuck.
Josh, run up the middle. Run out to the side. You pick the side. Halfback toss to the flat. Punt.
Yeah. Like, that I could get 2 wins a year. 2 wins a year. 4th and 1. Should we go for it? Nope. Punt it. Nah, but I think if we go for it, nope.
It's only the second quarter. We have enough time to make up for it.
Like, I could just sit there. I just need a buzzer. Bang, bang. You're doing something dumb. But that's neither here nor there. But the Ravens are fucked. They're cooked. I think their window's closed. I don't know how they recover from this one, to be honest.
I hope they don't.
I mean,
really don't.
honestly, as a Ravens fan, I got to be looking at the future and being like, what can we possibly do to make this team better that we can beat the undermanned Buffalo Bills?
Right, and the undermanned Chiefs can't do it.
Right, like I don't like this was
that was your shot.
This was the golden road laid out for the Ravens this year.
100%, 150%.
All they had to do was beat 2 undermanned teams. They were the cream of the crop in the AFC. And not only did they come up short, but Sean, they came up so short.
It wasn't even close.
They didn't even impress. Like, oh, cool, you beat the Steelers, which was a blowout. Turned what we thought might end up maybe kind of being a close game, but then you blew them out again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. That's it. I'm baffled at the fascination with the Ravens and Lamar Jackson and why anybody thinks that this team currently constructed can win a Super Bowl. And I'm sorry, but, as great as Lamar Jackson is, I am not building my team around him if I want to win a Super Bowl.
No.
I'm building my team around him if I want to win Monday Night Football games.
Fantasy.
That's
it.
And, and sell a bunch of seats and tickets and jerseys. Other than that, if I want to win Super Bowls, nope. Give me Bo Nix. Give me Drake May. Give me, I don't know, Pat Mahomes. He's proven to be pretty good. Jaron Allen's pretty good.
Yeah, I'd rather trust a rookie with no experience.
Sorry, Josh Allen, not Jaron.
I know what you mean.
I'm over the Lamar Jackson hype train, dude.
Me too. I'm all fucking done.
Regular season MVP.
Dude, get the fuck out of here.
That's that.
I saw that game and I watched the end of it and I was like, I'm all fucking done with the Ravens forever. I never want to hear about this dude ever.
And
again.
you were so mad because
the Bills had to make it, and I was like,
yeah,
you lose even more points in my mind when you lose to the Bills. Well,
all right. Let's leave it there.
Okay. I know we kind of went long on a lot of the stuff in the middle there. That's all right.
But yeah, what's good? We'll leave it there. Did we forget anything else?
No, we can pick it up next week. We can talk about I want to talk about the tennis girl next week.
Okay. Yeah, we'll be a little more concise next week with our time. 'Cause tonight was a little fucked up. Sean was a little bit late. Flat
tire, legit.
Flat tires. We're missing Paul for no reason. Shit just got fucked up this week. So
hey, but happy birthday. Well, happy birthday as of 17 minutes ago.
yeah, it's still fuck you. It's still my birthday week, bitch.
Week, okay.
So I'm one of those. I'm one of those basic bitches. It's my birthday week, and I want to inconvenience everybody. But it's been 3 hours. We're gonna get out of here. We will get to. Who do you got? Super Bowl picks. Do it real quick.
Oh, Chiefs versus Eagles.
You got Chiefs, Eagles.
Yep.
I'm going.
And I'm going Eagles win.
I'm going
game.
Baltimore, Philly.
Philly.
Buffalo, Philly. I'm going. Bills. Bills, Eagles, and I think the Bills finally get it.
No,
because Philly's gonna choke it away. Because, like we talked about, the same.
I know. I don't.
The
trust
same things that plagued the Ravens.
What's his name?
The same things that plagued the Ravens plagued the Eagles, and I'm going with I'm going Buffalo Bills are going to finally conquer the unknown. They're going to stick their dick in Mount Everest, and Josh Allen, who is in fact the illegitimate love child of Paul Bunyan and John Elway, is going to win a Super Bowl. So. We'll be back next week, 8:45-ish, whatever time we get there. We'll be there.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be here. Joey Fats Radio, row one, seat one. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for joining me on my 40th birthday today. It's been a fun one. I would actually not many things I would have rather done on my 40th birthday than this show. So
nice.
It's been a pleasure. It's been a treat, and we'll be back next week to recap all of the AFC Championship, NFC Championship games, get you prepped for the Super Bowl, and oh boy, we got NASCAR season coming up.
Your favorite time of the year.
God, my giny is tingling. So we'll be back for all of that, plus all the coaching shit. We barely even touched on the Ben Johnson to Chicago shit, whatever. We'll get into all that next week. So fuck it. For Mr. Betancourt and Plizzy, who could not be here tonight, I am Joey Fats. This has been Row 1, Seat 1, Joey Fats Radio on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide. We will check y'all next week, 8:45 p.m. right here. Check it out. Peace.
Adios.
Right.